Vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 6 o'clock, I'm Simon Oxley. The headlines: Milton Keynes man's face theft warning, Hertfordshire Tory denies Wikipedia claims, and MK Dons still third despite 3-0 win.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to lure young women into relationships. Ali Gordon's photo was used by conmen to set up fake social media profiles in what's known as face theft. More from Nicola Hazler.
The fraudsters used photos from Ali Gordon's own fitness blog to set up fake accounts. They used a variety of fake names, but all with the same photos. Ali told us that women started to contact him, believing they were in an online relationship with him. One woman had been duped for a year. Another has been asked for her bank details. Ali now says he wants to raise awareness of the issue and stop it happening to other women.
The Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims that he secretly changed entries about himself and other members of his party on the online encyclopedia Wikipedia. Mr Shapps said the allegation made in The Guardian was a smear.
This is the most bonkers story I've seen in this election campaign so far, with just 15 days to go. A simple look at my diary shows that actually I was elsewhere when these edits were made. There's certainly nobody who's ever been authorised to make such changes, and certainly nobody around me would do that.
David Cameron is campaigning in Bedfordshire this morning and will highlight his plan to double free childcare for the parents of 3- and 4-year-olds to 30 hours a week. Nick Clegg is setting out Liberal Democrat plans to protect public sector workers from any further pay cuts. Labour will outline proposals to improve the diagnosis of cancer. Hertfordshire-based Tesco is expected to announce its worst ever results this morning. It's thought the supermarket giant could make losses totalling £5 billion. Tesco has already announced plans to move its headquarters from Cheshunt to Welwyn Garden City, but retail analyst Rahul Sharma says new boss Dave Lewis has failed to get to grips with the problem of competition.
He's done some quick fixes like putting in more people into stores, making things a bit more available, making sure the logistics are working a little bit better, and that's improved things, but that's not really a sustainable answer. The fact is, people like the discounters, people like Waitrose, they like smaller stores, and Tesco has far too few of them and far too many big stores that we don't like anymore.
Footage has been released of a teenager kicking a cat and beating a dog in Luton. The video was found by police and passed on to the RSPCA, who successfully prosecuted the 16-year-old and banned him from ever keeping animals. Firefighters have spent the night at the scene of yesterday's blaze at a demolition and recycling site in North Bedfordshire. The fire in 500 tonnes of wood chippings in Colmworth started yesterday lunchtime. In sport, Milton Keynes Dons remained third in League One despite a 3-0 win over Doncaster at Stadium MK.
Baker with a shot, and just as Preston get their third, MK Dons get their third, and Carl Baker gets his second. Hit it low past the keeper to the far post. Milton Keynes Dons 3, Doncaster 0.
Second place Preston also won 3-1 at Notts County, so Carl Robinson's side remain 1 point behind Preston with 2 games to play. The weather dry with sunny spells, but cloudier than yesterday and cooler. A maximum temperature 16 degrees Celsius, and you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Morning guys, Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. It's the first hour. There are only, let me count, well, there's about 9 of us. 9 of us listening. We still haven't come up with a name for the first hour. We're not going to do it till next week. It'll be rude to do it without Mama Kath here. Remember her? Remember that guy? I hope she comes back soon. The longer she's away, the longer I am the oldest person working on the show. Oh, 08459 455 555. I'm going to read the menu because I know that Kelly's put a lot of time, effort, love and indeed moisture into it. Someone gets their face stolen. Someone kicks a cat. and someone dials 999 and asks this question.
It's okay if I lit a squirrel today.
Yeah. It's not funny, but it's the funniest thing I've ever heard. But it's not funny, because we don't like wasting 999 time, but it's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
And here's the Saturdays with Hanging Out for the Weekend.
Monday morning feels so bad. Everybody seems to nag me. Coming Tuesday, I feel better. Even my old man looks good. Wednesday just don't go. Thursday goes too slow. I'll have Friday on my mind. Gonna have fun in the city. Be with my girl, she's so pretty. She looks fine tonight. She's out of sight to me. I'll spend my friend tonight. I'll lift my head tonight. I've got to get tonight. Monday I'll have Friday on my mind. Do the 5-day grind once more. No one, nothing else that loves me. More than working for the rich man. Hey, I'll change that scene one day. Today I might be mad. Tomorrow I'll be glad. 'Cause I'll have Friday on my mind. I'm gonna have fun in my city. Be with my girl, she's so pretty. She looks fine tonight. She's out of sight to me. Tonight, I'll spend my friend tonight. I'll lose my head tonight. I've got to get tonight. Monday I'll have Friday on my mind. Gonna have fun in the city. I'll be with my girl, she's so pretty. I'm gonna have fun in the city.
Man, I would love to be a drummer in a 60s band. They had the most fun because they've got long hair and their hair's waving, and then when the camera comes up to the side of the drum, they kind of look in there and blow a raspberry, and just such carefree days.
Yeah,
such
they were the most
I've
fun.
not finished. Such carefree. I've not finished. Such carefree days.
They really
finished.
had
Talking
like
about
they
that
had
now,
the
we're moving
most
on to the next story.
fun.
A man from Milton Keynes has had his face stolen. Not literally off his head, that'd be weird. But pictures of his... Imagine that. The faceless man.
How would you wake up?
That was... What?
You'd wake up, but your head would be somewhere else.
That happened in something. Guys, I need some help here. The early morning crew. Didn't that happen in Sapphire and Steel once, where Joanna Lumley had no face? I'm sure I remember that. Anyway, this is actually a serious story, so let's not trip with that. Pictures of his face are being used on various dating profile websites with men pretending to be him to get lucky. Like in that song. Fake relationships are being built with women, and in some cases the fraudster has tried to get money from them. Flipping it. Well, the bloke is buff, there's no denying it. His name is Ali Gordon. He's an electrician, fitness enthusiast, and he is, hot. Kelly, you really pounced on this story. What more do we know about this gentleman?
So, for research purposes only, I did have to look through his pictures. And as
Okay.
you say, for the youngsters, kids, he's buff.
Wowzers.
Older people, he's dishy.
He is butters.
We can... No,
Huh?
your butters.
Thank you.
We'll tweet the pictures from at BBC 3CR. Matt Lockwood should be doing that now, but looks confused. But because he is good looking, it is perhaps the reason why he's become
Ali
a target.
Gordon, not Matt Lockwood.
Yes,
Let's treat this story with the respect it deserves.
We do need
I think
to
we
do
are.
that. So fraudsters have been faking accounts. And a couple of years ago, he started getting calls from women saying, sort of, hey, I know you, and realising that, no, actually he didn't, and that they felt that they were in relationships with him without ever actually meeting him. So one man using Ali's photo calls himself Macaulay Matthews, and a girl went up to Ali and started speaking to him as if she knew him really well, and Ali was like, no, that's not me. In another case, he was contacted by a mum whose teenage daughter had been conned into a relationship with someone pretending to be Ali, and in the stolen photo, Ali was wearing a work t-shirt, so the mum found the firm that he worked at, called him, and was really distressed. And at a music festival, Ali said that he had a group of girls approach him, one of them saying that she knew him and they'd been talking online, and Ali had to explain that it wasn't him and had to show her his ID. And other women have said that they've been speaking to a Jack Ryan online using Ali's photos, and the fake accounts are all on Facebook, Tinder, Instagram, Twitter, Grindr, Plenty of Fish and Tumblr.
I love Grindr. I play that on my phone all the time. I've got the highest score, 69. How does he feel about this? He must be gutted.
So he says that it doesn't affect his life too much, but he really feels for the girls who get emotionally attached, because some of them think that they're in relationships with him. His girlfriend is obviously really upset by it, because friends contact her and say, your boyfriend is on all these dating websites. He is a part of a fitness blog, so he does post a lot of pictures of himself topless and whatnot.
He's not alone, though. This happens. I had a thing on Radio 4 about this about 2 months ago. This is quite a common thing, isn't it, having your identity stolen?
I mean, Justin took his own face onto the streets yesterday, and he spoke to this woman in Luton who had her online profile used by one of her own friends.
I just felt really confused, really. I don't understand why she would have needed to have used my face when she was quite all right herself to have just been herself.
What's happened to this friend? Are you still friends with her now?
No, I've not heard from her since, to be honest. She went pretty like MIA after that sort of thing.
What does MIA mean?
Missing in action.
OK, no worries. It's a street term. I wasn't quite street enough for that one. So you haven't heard from her since, but it is weird, though, isn't it? Somebody using your picture to try and get dates.
She was blonde as well. We didn't look nothing alike, so it would have been a bit...
I don't get it. Do you? I just don't get it.
No, I don't understand. I don't know why people need to make fake profiles at all. I think everyone is attractive to someone. Everyone has qualities in them that someone would like, so you don't have to pretend to be anyone these days.
Not everyone. Beautiful. So what about the women who've been duped by Ali's fake profile?
So there's a girl called Alicia. She's from Leicester, and she says that she was contacted on Facebook by someone called James, asking her to do some work for him selling phones. So this guy had used Ali's photos, and then he started to add all of Alicia's friends on Facebook, and he continued to contact her and speak to her on the phone and started calling her babe and beautiful. She eventually agreed to meet his colleague to talk about this job, but it turned out to be an Indian man who asked her to go to the bank so she could get money from her account. Another woman called Abby was contacted by someone called Alistair using Ali's photos, but the man started asking her for explicit photos and videos, so she ended the online relationship. You'll be speaking to Alicia and Ali later on.
It's a long shot, guys, but if it's happened to you, 08459 455 555.
Go! Sun, 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 sun. I live for the sun, because it makes fun. Pretty girls with their eyes, such a love you can't buy. They all live for the sun. Go! Sun, 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 sun. My girl and me. Oh, we will stay right by the sea. Living and loving this way. We're with the sun every
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M25, it's busy clockwise between junction 24 for Potters Bar and 25 for Enfield after a lorry broke down earlier. All the lanes are open again, but it is just still very slow there. In St Albans on Hatfield Road, a reminder that there's roadworks at Blandford Road, and in Buckingham on London Road, there's some temporary traffic lights at the total roundabout, which are likely to cause some delays as it starts to get busier. Looking at the train departure boards, the 6:14 service from Bedford to Surrey via Wimbledon, one that calls at Luton at 6:34, is delayed. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. 6:16. It's Wednesday, the 22nd of April. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to con young women. The Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, the multi-named Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims that he secretly changed entries on Wikipedia. And Hertfordshire-based Tesco is expected to announce its worst ever results this morning.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
As the general election gets closer, we want to know what you really think.
Sometimes it gets a bit boring, I think.
But we kind of feel like nothing changes.
Parliament really needs a good shake-up.
We're holding a number of debates across beds, hearts and bucks, focusing on the biggest issues.
The national health, I think that's a big concern at the moment.
Immigration, probably.
I think education more than anything.
If you'd like to take part and have your say, you can register your interest right now. Email 3cr@bbc.co.uk or call 08459 455 555.
I always do the vote because I think it's my right to vote.
Election 2015 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
'Cause I want, and I need, and I knew anymore. 'Cause I want, and I need, and I need, and I love anymore.
Ooh,
'Cause I want, 'cause I need, 'cause I love, 'cause I choose, 'cause I touch, 'cause I feel, 'cause I smell, animal. All right, guys, that's the story we're doing in a minute. Actually, quite horrific stories. I don't quite know. Justin, we are trying to... My ambition is by the time my contract runs out at the beginning of September, I want to have accrued 100 Justin Dealys.
How many would you like this morning?
Well, we've got 5 this morning. Yep. We did 10 yesterday, but we were cheating using computer technology. It don't count. So we got 5. How about we add another one now?
Yeah, no problem.
You up for that?
Yeah, I'm well up for that,
Can you count yourselves in?
OK.
By the way, I was making myself laugh in bed last night by repeating the line, can you count yourselves in?
OK, here we go. And a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. When a man loves a woman.
It never stops being funny! So that was, you heard there, 5 Justin Dealys plus the 6th Justin Dealey. So that makes a let me finish the word, ladies.
Go on.
A sextuplet of Dealys. A salon of Dealys. A tan of Dealys. A spray of Dealys. No, I meant as in spray tan.
Yes. I feel like the poor man's Phil Spector.
Well, no, hang on. You're the poor man's Ronnie Spector.
Yes.
I'm Phil Spector.
Yes.
We're going to get married. No, Kelly. No, Kelly. You've mislabelled my. That's Justin Dealey 6, not Justin Dealey 7.
Oh.
There was 5. Yeah, Kelly.
Come on, girls.
Come on, girls. Come on, girls.
Produce.
Should we do one more? Well, you're not involved in this.
No, this is me. It's
right,
all about me,
so there's 6 and then there's you. Do one more, we'll make up to 7. Count yourselves in.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. When a man loves a woman.
Whoa! Oh, Kelly, you clipped it badly. What's going on? We're bigging up your clip earlier on. Bigging up your clips, and you've... Right, let me try again. Hang on.
No, hang on.
Oh, gosh. This is really...
Embarrassing.
I've got a text while you're doing this.
OK, let's have a text, Lockers.
Ian, I only listen between 6 and 7 as I leave for work at 7.
It goes downhill from 7. Well, it's not really got up the hill yet.
Can I apply for a Gold Club membership card? I catch up on 7 9s going on iPlayer, blah, blah, blah.
I'm going to make up some cards. I'm actually going to make up some cards. Do you remember those machines? I think you still get them, Justin, at train stations.
Yes.
Well, you print business cards.
What? I've not seen those at train stations for years.
What?
When was the last time you got a train? 1975?
How rude.
Yeah. Well, I do they not still have those at train stations?
No, they have machines to print tickets, not business cards.
Oh, right, count yourselves in. Go on.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. When a man loves a woman.
7 Justin Dealey's sitting on a tree. KISSING. Do they seriously not have those machines at train?
No, I've not seen them for years.
Well, because I was going to get like 100 business cards printed up, and I was going to number them personally, and then just leave them on reception, and people could collect them, and they'd be membership cards.
Look, leave it to me. I know somebody.
Okay. Well, we need to come up with a name, and Scott needs to design a logo for me.
The Yappy Hour. Well, I love the Yappy Hour. We're all hounds yapping away.
Oh, for goodness sake.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together, we're polishing up our act. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word I say, every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. Ain't no stopping us now. I know. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. We got it. I know you know someone that has a negative vibe. And if you're trying to make it, they only push you aside. They really don't have nowhere to go. Ask them where they're going, they don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're gonna put our show together, gonna polish up our act. Well, and if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word I say, every word I say. No. We're moving, we're grooving.
Right. Oh, hang on, I'm not ready yet. Right. This next bit is horrible, just. Let's be honest.
Well, it completely changed my mood yesterday. I think anybody in the office yesterday will agree with that.
I've not seen the video because I don't want to. I've seen 2 pictures from it, and that's plenty for me. We've been sent a video from the RSPCA that we're not even going to post online because it's horrible. It's of an idiot, a young lad, kicking a cat in the street, and then another man beating up are you ready? A dog. He's beating up a dog. Both filmed in Luton, and the RSPCA says cases like this of animal cruelty have gone up since since last year across the country. Dealey, we've got young ears, so tread carefully, but what's on this video?
Well, as you mentioned, we're not actually going to put this video on our social media sites. Personally, I think we should be putting that up there because I think it's so shocking, it's happening. People need to know what's going on their doorstep. The first bit of footage, which goes back to April 2013, shows a juvenile forcefully kicking a cat in the face. This was in Luton. The second part, again, goes back to 2013, shows the juvenile pinning a black Staffordshire Bull Terrier called Tyler down in a chair and then repeatedly punching the dog in the face and chest with brutal force. Then it goes on. He can be seen holding the dog by the neck and kneeing her several times. As I say, the video was too distressing to put on social media, but what I did do, I took it onto the streets of Luton yesterday just to show a couple of people to get their reaction. Here's what happened.
Oh, what? That is nasty. What the hell is wrong with these people? How tough are you, bro? That is nasty. Someone needs to do it to him. This man needs to be found and hurt. Oh, yeah, he's so tough. Wow. They can't pick.
That's the end of that. Sick watching that. Again, you had some things to say when I was playing you that. Now you've seen the entire 30-second video, which felt like it was about 10 minutes. Again, give us your reaction.
Well, these people are sick. They've got no self-esteem, so they have to take it out on something that they think can't hit them back.
Yourself, what do you think about what you just witnessed there?
Sick, absolutely sick. Someone needs to find him and do the same thing to him, give him a taste of his own medicine, basically.
Well, what happened to the fella that did the attack, Just?
16-year-old, very, very young. The 16-year-old from Luton was disqualified from keeping all animals for life and sentenced to an 18-month youth rehabilitation order, including a supervision order and a 3-month daily curfew from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. That was in May 2014. The RSPCA said that the animals in the video obviously would have suffered extreme stress and bruising and soft tissue trauma. Absolutely horrendous, that video.
And there's lots of other things have happened as well. This is just a couple of examples, isn't it?
Well, I'll give you a couple of other examples again, which have come from the RSPCA. An 8-week-old Jack Russell, that was from East Sussex, who was left in agonising pain after his tail was cut off. What sort of human being does that? Another one here for you. A cat who was held down in a bucket of water and drowned by her owner. The RSPCA says, and it goes without saying, it's utterly unacceptable that people are still being deliberately cruel and in such disturbing, inventive ways.
Justin, we'll have a bit of fun in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, fine.
Speak to you then. Cheers, my dears.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A405 North Orbital Road at Bricket Wood, it's looking quite busy at the M25 junction 21A roundabout, but looking at the M25, it is easing off a bit between junction 24 for Potters Bar and 25 for Enfield, where a lorry broke down earlier. In High Wycombe, it's still looking quite quiet. On Marlow Hill, there's temporary traffic lights just before Marlow Road by the Leisure Centre, which could cause delays later on. And looking at the train departure boards, the 6:34 service from Luton to Surrey via Wimbledon is delayed. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 6:30. I'm Simon Oxley. A Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to con young women. The Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims that he secretly changed entries on Wikipedia. David Cameron is campaigning in Bedfordshire this morning and will highlight his plan to double free childcare for the parents of 3- and 4-year-olds to 30 hours a week. And in the next hour, Hertfordshire-based Tesco is expected to announce its worst worst ever results.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Milton Keynes Dons remain third in League One despite a 3-0 win over Doncaster at Stadium MK. Second half goals from substitutes Dean Bowditch and Carl Baker with 2 earned the victory, but second place Preston also won 3-1 at Notts County. So Carl Robinson's side remain 1 point behind Preston with 2 games to play.
To win 3-0 at home against a good Doncaster side is phenomenal, and the goals we're scoring at the moment are scary. Really, really are. We're playing it so well. 12 goals we've scored in the last 3 games, conceded 1. Against Fleetwood, who could have got the playoffs. Doncaster are a good side, and obviously at the weekend against a team that have got some really good players.
Wycombe remain third in League 2 after Bury lost 1-0 at home to Southend. It leaves Southend level on points with Wycombe, but with a worse goal difference. Bury are a further 2 points behind. So with Wycombe's superior goal difference, victory for Wanderers in their last 2 games should guarantee automatic promotion. Barcelona and Bayern Munich are through to the Champions League semi-finals. Barcelona beat Paris Saint-Germain 2-0 to go through 5-1 on aggregate, whilst Bayern thrashed Porto 6-1 to progress 7-4. Tonight, Real Madrid host Atletico Madrid after a goalless first leg. Juventus take a 1-0 lead to Monaco. West Indies will resume on 188 for 5 on day 2 of the second test against England in Grenada. Marlon Samuels is 94 not out. Here's Jonathan Agnew.
Marlon Samuels tried his best to inject some entertainment after a sluggish pitch and outfield produced a torpid day's cricket. Samuels apart, West Indies simply couldn't get the ball away, although England were also guilty of bowling wide of the stumps and not making the batsmen play enough, especially when the ball was new. Anderson produced a sort of delivery to dismiss Brathwaite that would have sent a shudder through the West Indian camp. It swung back massively, but the opportunity was missed. West Indies batted at a crawl, which kept England in control, and they would have been much better placed had Cook not dropped Samuels when he was on 32.
BBC Three Counties News and Sport. The next full bulletin is at 7.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Yes, David! Good morning, David. The earth says hello. You twinkle above us, we sparkle below. Good morning, David. We live
better than me yesterday.
Our early morning singing song. Libby lap, looby, libby labby, looby la 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 lo. Hubba dibby dooba, humma mama, bee bo oh. Dooby abba nabba, dooby abba nabba, early morning singing song. What musical is that from, David? 5 points. That was the chair.
I know the music, but I couldn't tell you.
Oh, who knows what that music is from? That's the quiz question that we're asking between 6 and 7. It's from the best musical of all time. What have you got for us, David?
You're saying about animals being hurt.
Yes.
It was about 3 years ago. My Bob came home after missing 2 days.
Yes.
And he was dragging his back end.
Oh, his anus?
Yeah, basically, yeah. He could hardly use his back legs.
What have they done to him?
Somebody had injured him, kicked him or some darn thing. And that cost me about 140 quid with the vet.
Yeah.
But he came right in the end.
Yeah. You should have insurance, David.
Yeah, but with that many cats, it'd be kind of expensive.
Yeah, I know. Well, yes, it could be. It could be kind of expensive, I suppose.
Yeah.
They're all right though. They're all all right now. They're all right now, though, are they?
Pretty much.
That sentence, Kate. That's the sentence. Hang on. They're all right now, though, are they? Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does for me.
Beautiful. Thank you, David. Let's go to Chris. Curtis. Chris.
Good morning, Ian.
Good morning, Curtis. What have you got for us?
I want to know where my card is, my laminated card. You said put the £75 in the brown envelope and put it in the bin. I did it.
Yes, well,
I'm waiting.
yes.
And now you're going to give them away for free.
No, Chris. That was well done. Thank you for doing that. That's been lodged. That was the deposit.
The deposit?
I need another £150, please.
Where do you want it this time?
Wouldn't you like to? Hey, you know those chancers cloned my card, right?
Yeah.
These chancers cloned my card, and they tried to spend 12 grand on it. I haven't got 12 grand. They managed to get about 1,300 quid, right, including paying the congestion charge and spending £1,300 in a posh shop I've never heard of. You just fallen down the bins?
No, just shut a door.
In this posh shop called Joe Love, where they spent £1,300 on perfume. On perfume. Well, I got the receipt. This is weird. I got the receipt sent to my house yesterday from the shop. The shop sent a little card saying, with love, from Joe Love, and they sent the receipt. How the hell did they get my address? This is some spooky stuff going on, Chris.
Internet gold, that's all I can say, because you think you're quite a famous chappie, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but 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 how are they going to find my address?
I don't know, because look how much information you actually put out there without knowing about it, and you forget what you do sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And they'll just get your address whatever way you're putting it out. That's why I don't put anything out, only in bins when I'm told to.
Yeah, that'll be it. Chris, what you got? Chris, I'm being honest, right? I'm not really feeling much of a vibe this morning. Not you, not David, not Justin, not Kelly. Real lockers, maybe. It's me, Chris. I've got no vibe. I'm not feeling the vibe. I've got another 2.5 hours of this nonsense.
Well, hopefully, if you do what that young man had happen to him, you'll get lots of girls emailing you when they steal your picture, because I've had a look at you on the internet, and I must say, I was impressed with your...
Yes. With
the guy that was the scammer.
Oh, with Rooney Jeep?
Yeah.
Did you listen to that?
You were cracking.
Thank you. I thought you were going to say you were impressed with the way I look, Chris, not the fact that I can wind up Nigerian...
You're better looking than I thought you would be.
You cheeky man.
All the leaves are brown and the sky is grey. I went for a walk on a winter's day. I'd be safe and warm if I was in LA. California dreaming on such a winter's day. Went to a church yesterday. Stopped along the way. Well, I got down on my bending knee and I began to pray. You know, the preacher digs a call, 'cause he knows I'm gonna stay. He knows I'm gonna stay. I told him so. California dreaming.
Can I find a little squirrel today?
Warm and tender love. Tasty. John McCrick. Daylight come and I wanna go home.
I don't know much about Bobby Womack. I know there's a Bobby Womack box set coming out, and I got sent an email, and I tried, fair play to me, I tried to chance a freebie I didn't get a freebie of the box set. I got an 8-track sampler, and that's on there. And I'd never heard that, and that's brilliant. And that version of California Dreaming by Bobby Womack has made me reconsider his whole musical back catalogue. Kelly Betts.
Hello.
What you got, boss?
Got a text from Tony from the streets of Luton.
Yeah.
He said, I couldn't sleep very well last night.
Hey.
It's your fault.
Whoa.
You mentioned Doris Stokes.
Doris Stokes.
And he said that was it. Famous people and their football clubs. So, you've got Doris Stoke, Susanna York.
Oh, well, it's Doris... OK, yeah.
Sarah Brighton.
No.
Otis Redding.
Well, OK, Sarah Brightman, but with...
Chuck Berry.
What?
Arthur Neil Morrissey.
What? R.C. Neil Morrissey?
Yeah,
he is a little bit, but... Well, that's great fun.
That's from Tony from the streets.
Tony,
Luton.
if I liked football, I would play that game. I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't read that one out.
No,
I didn't get it.
OK, there we go. Good to see that that what's that rubbish app that people can listen to the radio on, and they're still saying it's Lorna Milton and Simon Lederman.
Why do people keep insisting on telling us that? We know.
Well, I don't know. I've got in touch with them, and they're still rubbish. Come on, is that not iTunes?
Tune in or something.
Tune in. Come on, tune in. You massive.
You massive bananas.
You massive bananas. Got to say, Thicky Wiki, front page of the Daily Mirror, Tory chairman Grant Shapps, is that the name he's using today, has been accused of secretly editing Wikipedia to damage cabinet rivals. He's also suspecting of altering entries. What's the name he goes under when he's not being Grant Shapps? John Green or something, isn't he? Matthew Green, is that who he is? Anyway, he denies it all, but, I mean, guys, come on, guys. Do you want to do What's the Story now, or do you want to do it after? I mean, I'm not fussed either way, Kels.
How many you got?
I got 3, they're not very good.
Let's do one now.
Oh, OK.
Oh.
Do one now, just between us 3?
No, I tell you what,
we'll do it afterwards.
Why did you ask then, mate?
Because I was stalling. Here we go. This will be good. This is why I don't earn as much as I used to. Bonk loads get a rise.
Oh.
3 a week on higher pay. Workers who have sex 3 times... Steady on, let me finish it. Shut up. Workers who have sex 3 times a week earn more than those who don't, a survey of prostitutes said. I added that. It's just a survey. I put the P word in for a cheap laugh. It found staff who romp the most get 4.5%... Still not finished. 4.5% higher pay. And adults with long... What?
Are they romping with their boss? Is that what?
Adults with long... Oh, I've been romping with the boss here for ages, and he's still not given me a pay rise. And adults with long-term health conditions who are sexually active earn 1.5% more than those who've lost their mojo. Boom! Dr. Nick Dryderkiss... I tried to kiss her, she said no. I tried to kiss her, and she said no. Dr. Nick tried to kiss her, but she said no. Do you get it?
Yeah, I do. That's why I'm laughing, mate.
OK, mate. Dr. Nick tried to kiss her, but she said no. 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 Dr. Nick tried to kiss her, but she said no. I can't say it.
It's doing nothing for me.
Dr. Nick tried to kiss her, but she say no. Dr. Nick tried to kiss... looked at 7,500 men and women. I bet he did. I bet he did.
Must be tired.
Yeah, what? He found married men took home an extra 4.6% and women 2.5% if they had frequent, what's described here as, bedroom action. And he doesn't mean hoovering.
I've got 3 words for this doctor. Get a life.
Well, he's got a life. He's watching people bonk and then looking at how much money they've got. Doctor tried to kiss her, but she said no. Of Anglia Ruskin University, Cambridge, said married people, in particular men, enjoy higher wages than non-married. In general, such people are more sociable and, of course, more sexually active. It's Bob Dylan. He also found adults with long-term illness had less sex. Disabled workers were 13... Here we go, guys. Please shut up. Disabled workers were 13% less sexually active. Well, Doctor tried to kiss her, but she said no. Are you satisfied? Are you? You should be. Matt wants me to turn his mic on. He's got a punchline.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well done.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1 southbound, the lane's closed because a car's broken down between junctions 13 for Bedford and 12 for Flitwick. On the M25, it's busy anti-clockwise between junction 21 for the M1 and 19 for Watford. And in Luton on the A6 Telford Way, that's been closed in both directions between Dunstable Road and New Bedford Road because of a police incident. In Biggleswade on Normandy Lane, a reminder that that's closed for the roundabout to be built at London Road, so it could be delays on the A6001. There are reports of any train delays at the moment on the departure boards. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. 6:46 or thereabouts. It's Wednesday, the 22nd of April. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to con young women. The Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims he secretly changed entries on Wikipedia. And Hertfordshire-based Tesco is expected to announce its worst ever results this morning. Let's get the weather. Here's Kate.
Beds, Herts and bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. It's another chilly start this morning, but it's a bright, sunny day again. Now, we will see a bit more cloud just feeding in from the east, coming and going today, so it's not going to be the wall-to-wall sunshine we've been used to for the last couple of days, but it's still pleasant, it's still fine, and we've still got plenty of sunshine. The maximum temperature up to around 17, 18 Celsius perhaps later on this afternoon. Further west you go, in fact, it's likely to be the best of the sunshine. Overnight, this cloud that moves in from the east becomes more widespread, but that helps actually to keep the temperature a little milder than it has been for the last couple of nights, 5 Celsius being the minimum. Quite a cloudy start tomorrow, but that cloud should break up and we'll get some nice sunny spells in the afternoon. Maximum temperature 16 Celsius, 61 degrees in Fahrenheit, and that's your forecast.
Sometimes in life, things don't always go to plan.
It worked perfectly for 2.5, 3 years till 2 days ago.
He should refund me £1,900.
Which is where we come in.
We managed to get them to agree to come back in to the property on an agreed date.
The JVS show takes on your consumer problems.
I've basically lost the whole lot in administration charges.
And helps to get to the right solution.
I've received a cheque back for £578.
Jonathan, I can't thank you enough. I don't know how you do what you do, you and your team.
The JVS show, weekdays from 9, here on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
I think you might be right, Justin.
Go on.
I don't think you can get those business card machines at train stations anymore.
Well, I'm going to pop into a train station very soon and just confirm.
Please
but
do.
As you know, I do deal in fact and not fiction.
Yeah.
I think I'm right on this one.
OK, mate. Well, it looks like that idea is going to have to be abandoned then. Where am I going to get loads of business cards printed up?
Told you, leave it to me.
Well, we need a name and we need a logo.
OK.
So,
well, you kind of got sent a Twitter message last night with a name.
Well, that was on the Facebook page, man. That was weird.
It was great. No. It was the Yappy Hour, and the logo was us as dogs.
No, I didn't. I found that picture. That's from Kevin. And thank you, Kevin. But I found it horrible. It's on the Facebook page. I found it really horrible.
Why?
It's us as dogs. I showed it to my boys, and my youngest said, "Why is Kelly so small?" And I said, "Well, she is." And my oldest boy went, "Is she as small as a nut?" And I said, yes, she is. And then they saw you and they went, nut carts! We can't make the decision until next week, till Catherine's back. So let's hold our fire.
Yes.
Absolutely. I've got a great one to send you out on a bit. But it's time for...
It's okay if I let the squirrel today.
Oh, no, it's not time for that. It's time for...
Good morning, sir.
No. Oh, hang on a minute. Although that is a... Oh, mate. All we need to do now is think of a game that could be called...
Good morning, sir.
Because imagine the joy of going, it's time to play...
Good morning, sir.
I would love to play that game.
I'll have a little think of it. We'll come up with something. It's time for this. Okay. So, they're not very good ones.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jason's going to come over. His bus is arriving in 30 seconds.
Okay.
Jason is going to play What's the Story Morning Glory.
Okay.
Jason, put these headphones on. You're going to play. Your bus is turning up. What's the Story Morning Glory? Iain is going to give you the headline. You've got to guess the story. Are you ready to play?
Yep.
Okay.
Jason, the headline is Weeding Out Yobs. Weeding Out Yobs.
Be careful, Jason.
Weeding out Yobs.
What's the story, Jason?
What's the story? Come on, Jason.
What's the story, Morning Glory, Jason?
Come on, Jason.
Jason, what's the story?
Come on, Jason.
Jason,
What's the story?
What's the story, Morning Glory, Jason?
Oh, my mind's blank.
Come on, weeding out the yobs.
Weeding out the yobs.
Out the yobs. Come on.
Weeding out the yobs, Jason. What's the story? Would you like some thinking time?
Yep, just a bit.
You want a little bit of thinking time?
Yep.
Hang on 1 second.
Good morning, sir.
That's all the thinking time we have. What's
the story, Jason?
What's the story?
Come on. This is your time, your
Morning
moment.
Glory. This really could be your chance to shine. Here we go.
Weeding out the yobs.
What's the story, Jason? Weeding out the yobs. Playing morning. What's the story? Morning Glory on BBC Three Counties Radio.
I have no idea. My mind's blank.
Yeah, we know that.
Just say something, please.
Come on, Jason. Weeding
out the yobs. Weeding out the yobs, Jason. Try and fill your mind.
Maybe drugs, Chase?
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
No, he's not offering you drugs, Jason. He's saying, sorry, he's not doing a deal on the street.
Jason, what's the story, Morning Glory? Come on.
I don't know. Bro.
Bro.
Say something.
Come on, Jason.
Come on, Jason.
I don't know. Cleaning up the streets, like.
What?
I don't know.
Hey! Hang on a second. Say that again. Say it again.
Cleaning up the streets.
Our cities, he's right. Ish. If you stretch the term right, our cities could soon be coated in anti-wee-wee paint that splashes back at unsuspecting culprits. Wow. The high-tech spray is being used to pee-proof clubbing districts in Germany, and it could be brought over here. Jason, you got it right!
Woo! Well done.
If you ask Justin Nice, he's going to give you £10 from the BBC fund.
Oh, nice one, mate.
Thank you, Jason. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.
I'll tell you what, a man of few words, but he got it.
Those few
Incredible.
words were spot on.
So wait a minute, your wee against a wall.
They bounce back.
And your pee bounces back.
Yep. And that'll stop you doing it, which I think is outrageous. There's nothing wrong with having a wee-wee in the street. We've discussed this before. Let's do an easy one for Matt, okay? Because he's...
simple.
Rub his bin. Rub his bin. Rub his bin. Rub his bin. Rub his bin.
So rub his bin.
Not what I said, but okay, if that's what you want to go with. I mean, it's definitely not what I said. Rub his bin.
Rub his spin.
Rub his spin.
His spin.
Rub his spin. Rub his spin. It's so easy.
Rub his spin.
I'm basically telling you the story by saying rub his spin. Rub his spin.
I need to shut my eyes.
Okay.
Go to a particular place.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Back home, mate. Where you come from. It's not me being racist. He lives just around the corner.
I don't live around the corner.
Rub his bin. We finish at 9 today, Matthew.
Yeah, and you were having a go at Jason a moment ago. So
I know.
I want to play Def Leppard. I want to squeeze one out for Justin and then play Def Leppard. So I'm gonna have to hurry up, mate. Rub his bin. It's so obvious. Rub his bin.
I apologise to the previous caller now.
He wasn't a caller, he was on the street, mate, but fair play. Rub his bin. Kelly doesn't know what the story is, but I can tell by the look in her eye that she has got what it is.
Because she's looked at the papers.
She's not looked at. I don't let anyone look at the sun because it's bad for your eyes. Kelly Betts, rub his spin.
It's something to do with the fish.
No, obviously, Justin.
Oh, rubbing. Is it something to do with rubbing?
It's got
Don't need to mime it out, mate. Put that away. Justin.
It's got something to do with a rubbish bin.
Correct, yes.
Yes.
Rub his bin.
Yes,
I've got it! Snake in it. Snake in the bin.
Snake in a bin! bin. Snake in a bin, snake in a bin. Boom, boom, boom. Snake in a bin, snake in a bin. Boom, boom, boom. Snake in a bin, snake in a bin. Snake in a bin. Snake in a bin. Justin, story for you.
Yeah, go on.
You know who's coming today? Fingers crossed.
Go on.
You don't know who's coming today?
No.
You don't know. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I've really got to sort these out.
I think it's so close to my home.
No.
Hands and Deek.
No.
Wee Willy Wonky.
No. Oh, flipping heck.
I love Big Bong.
No.
Drawing games is not winning.
I hope the year goes all right for you, mate.
No. Okay. Kate's going to have her baby today. She's going to squeeze one out for Britain.
Woo!
And there are pictures, page 13 of The Sun, loads of sad cases, dressed up in Union flag outfits. People are camping, wearing bandana, all kinds of things. It's the Queen's birthday this week. It's just gone. The baby's due today. Is anyone that bothered, Justin?
Okay.
Can you take it to the streets?
I'll take it to the streets.
Thank you, boss.
Thank you.
See you later. Ta-ra. Bye.
In his pants.
We are the hungry ones on a lightning rain. Just like a river runs, like a finding flame. Oh, I pray for you. I got that feeling in my blood. I need you to know.
This is what I was looking for.
Yay, Prince George, Christmas Day.
Hardly worth it.
Cry wolf, give the mouth to mouth, like a moving heartbeat in the witching hour. I'm running with the wind, a shadow in the dust, like the driving rain, like the restless rust. I never sleep. I got that feeling in my blood. I need your touch, don't need your love. And I want, and I need, and I love, and more. And I want, and I need, and I love.
Yay, Prince George, Christmas Day.
Christmas is not coming.
Good morning, sir.
It's okay for a little squirrel today.
Oh, man! Well, can we start the show with that tomorrow? Because we've got to cut it short. I want the whole damn thing. That's it, guys. First hour is closing down. Shh! Don't tell nobody!
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The motorways are starting to get busier. The A1M is slow southbound around Junction 7 for Stevenage, and the M1 is busy southbound between Junction 10 for the Luton Airport Spur Road and Junction 9 for Redbourne. Looking at the M25 on the cameras anti-clockwise, it's busy between Junction 21 for the M1 towards Junction 19 for Watford. And in Bricket Wood, it's also looking slow on the North Orbital Road at the M25 Junction 21A roundabout. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. And the first hour closes down for business. No one mentioned the laminated cards. Of course, the musical I was asking was It was Hair, the one with the dingles.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7 o'clock. I'm Simon Oxley. The headlines: Milton Keynes man's face theft warning. Hertfordshire Tory denies Wikipedia claims. And MK Dons still third despite 3-0 win.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to lure young women into relationships. Ali Gordon's photo was used by conmen to set up fake social media profiles in what's known as face theft. More from Nicola Hazler.
The fraudsters used photos from Ali Gordon's own fitness blog to set up fake accounts. They used a variety of fake names, but all with the same photos. Ali told us that women started to contact him, believing they were in an online relationship with him. One woman had been duped for a year. Another has been asked for her bank details. Ali now says he wants to raise awareness of the issue and stop it happening to other women.
The Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims that he secretly changed entries about himself and other members of his party on the online encyclopedia Wikipedia. Mr Shapps said the allegation made in The Guardian was a smear.
This is the most bonkers story I've seen in this election campaign so far, with just 15 days to go. A simple look at my diary shows that actually I was elsewhere when these edits were made. There's certainly nobody who's ever been authorised to make such changes, and certainly nobody around me would do that.
Meanwhile, David Cameron is campaigning in Bedfordshire this morning and will highlight his plan to double free childcare for the parents of 3- and 4-year-olds to 30 hours a week. Nick Clegg is setting out Lib Dem plans to protect public sector workers from any further pay cuts. Labour will outline proposals to improve the diagnosis of cancer. Hertfordshire-based Tesco is shortly expected to announce its worst ever results. It's thought the supermarket giant could make losses totalling £5 billion. Tesco has already announced plans to move its headquarters from Cheshunt to Welwyn Garden City, but retail analyst Rahul Sharma says new boss Dave Lewis has failed to get to grips with the problem of competition.
He's done some quick fixes like putting in more people into stores, making things a bit more available, making sure the logistics are working a little bit better, and that's improved things, but that's not really a sustainable answer. The fact is, people like the discounters, people like Waitrose, they like smaller stores, and Tesco has far too few of them and far too many big stores that we don't like anymore.
Footage has been released of a teenager kicking a cat and beating a dog in Luton. The video was found by police and passed on to the RSPCA, who successfully prosecuted the 16-year-old who was banned from ever keeping animals. Firefighters have spent the night at the scene of yesterday's blaze at a demolition and recycling site in North Bedfordshire. The fire in 500 tonnes of wood chippings in Colmworth started yesterday lunchtime. In sport, Milton Keynes Dons remain third in League One despite a 3-0 win over Doncaster at Stadium MK.
Baker with a shot, and just as Preston get their third, MK Dons get their third, and Carl Baker gets his second. Hit it low past the keeper to the far post. Milton Keynes Dons 3, Doncaster 0.
But second place Preston also won to stay 1 point clear of the Dons in the race for automatic promotion with 2 games to play. The weather dry with sunny spells but cloudier than yesterday and cooler, a maximum temperature 16 degrees Celsius. And you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Coming up, well, we'll talk about the royal baby, actually, because, well... And also, you'll get to hear all of this.
It's okay if I lit a squirrel today.
I mean, it's not funny, but it's flipping hilarious. I mean, really. It's hilarious.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's about dodgepots making inappropriate phone calls to 999.
It's okay if I lit a squirrel today.
And it's not funny, but me, Kels and I, we were laughing. Well, you had your headphones on and you were laughing, and I thought it's because you were listening to Wally Webb.
He is funny. He is funny.
That's not deliberate, though, is it? But you were listening to that whole phone call, and it is the stupidity of the man who. Well, he says this.
It's okay if I lit a squirrel today.
Here we go. We'll go to Ali in a second. Ali, if you don't mind waiting for just a second, so I wanted to set this up. This is about the royal baby that was due yesterday, and there are lots of sad cases outside. Imagine that. Imagine you're having a baby, right? But there are loads of people camping outside your hospital, all dressed in the Union Jack. They're all dressed in, and they're obviously lunatics. They're dressed in the Union Jack. They've got hats on. They've got flags. They've got banners. One's got... right, so you're having a baby, Kelly.
Okay.
And someone's dressed... dozens of people camping outside your hospital dressed in the Union flag. And they've also got made a little model of you holding your first baby. That's like voodoo.
Yeah.
Royal fans...
I mean, it could happen.
Yesterday gathered outside the hospital where Kate and Will's second child will be born. The patriotic bunch, not patriotic, they're nuts, arrived in Union flag clobber to set up camp beside the Lindo wing of St Mary's Hospital in London, where George was born in 2013, 2 years ago.
What if she doesn't have it for another week?
They'll stay there.
Wow.
Margaret Tyler, 71, who describes herself as the royal family's biggest fan, said, "It's like a party." Yeah, a party that goes on for about a week with you sleeping rough in London. Margaret, who has more than 10,000 pieces of royal memorabilia, brought along a model of Kate holding George as she left the hospital in 2013. Terry Hutt. I wonder if he's related to pizza. Or sunglasses. Or Knickerbox and tie rack. Is Knickerbox still going?
I don't know.
Tie rack? Terry Hutt, Claire's Accessories, is thriving.
Yeah.
79, who is camping out until the birth, added, "I'm really looking forward to a new royal baby." He's 79, he's sleeping rough in London.
What effect does it have on his life, though? He's not going to see it.
He's
Or
not
spend
gonna,
any time with
they're
it.
not going to touch it.
No, yeah.
They are not going to be allowed to touch it.
Do you remember that woman who was running about Luton with the flag saying...
Who's running
"Hey,
about... Oh!
Prince George."
Yeah, she was on our show, yeah.
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 Remember her?
What are they called? Voices with Attitude.
Voices with
Sisters
Soul.
with Soul. That was it. Voices with... Well, I think we've got Friday's Vox sorted out. Haven't we? Is anyone... I mean, yeah, you know, look, it's nice. It's nice, but... really? Can anyone explain to me why these people would be camping out? Is anyone excited by the prospect of this royal baby? 08459 455 555. We'll send Justin out on that. We'll see if people say... Now, a Milton Keynes man says he was shocked to discover that fraudsters were stealing pictures of his face to lure young women into relationships online. Sorry. Got a frog in my throat. Ali Gordon, who is a fitness enthusiast, says he's been contacted by various women who say they've been chatting to him on social media sites, some believing that they were in a relationship with him. Well, in fact, his photo's been used by con men to set up fake accounts. Ali's on the line now. Morning, Ali.
Good morning.
So how did you find out about this?
A couple of years back, I was contacted by a few girls in a short space of time regarding one particular profile. And then within the space of, say, a month, my employer received a phone call from a distressed mother saying that one of his employees, and bearing in mind I'm his only employee, had been harassing her daughter.
Blimey.
So obviously that was a bit of a shock because it's not great for your employer to think that you molesting or harassing people online. It soon became apparent that this was a fake profile, and as I'd heard about the name of the profile, it was shortly shut down.
And what was it? Was this on Facebook? Was this on Twitter? What was this on?
I think the guy had a multiple of social media accounts, but I think the majority of his work was done on Facebook.
Right. Now, let's not beat around the bush. You are buff, Ali. You're a good-looking, buff young man. You've got a six-pack. You don't mind showing it. And you post these pictures online, don't you?
I do.
And so I would imagine that they're going around, they've seen that you look hot, and they've just thought, oh, we'll nick his pictures. No one will ever know.
Yeah, perhaps.
How many women have you found out that have been, in inverted commas, in a relationship with you that you didn't know about?
Easily within double figures, I'd say.
Wow.
Quite a few.
And someone's come up to you in person, have they?
Yeah, I was at a festival last year, and a group of girls from Ireland actually came over and started to address me as not Ali. It was, I can't remember who the guy's name. I think it was Michael or something. And I'm like, no, that's not me. And then again, because I'm aware of this going on, I was like, I think I know what that is. And then her friend sort of like, we told you, we knew it. Well, and just had a little joke about it. And then I left the...
Oh, she must have been gutted. She must have been, though, you know, because she thinks that somewhat, you know, I mean, I have so many inappropriate questions I want to ask. But she must have been, you know, heartbroken if she thought she was having some kind of online fling with you.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, it's embarrassing on a lower scale to the people that find out that they've been talking to a fake account. But like you say, it can also have an emotional damaging effect on them as well, depending on how far they go into the relationship and how connected they get with the individual.
And what's happened to these women? Some of them, these people have tried to nick money off them and stuff as well, haven't they?
Yeah, I heard yesterday that that some people have actually attempted to meet up with these people that are pretending to be me online.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's various reasons why people set up fake accounts, and some are just for, I don't know, like, for sexual reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Some are for revenge. It's just, there's so many different reasons why they could be doing it, but I have been made aware that there has been cases of that, yeah.
Any idea who's doing it? Have you ever got in contact with any of the people that have set up these accounts?
I actually had one girl told me that a guy who was actually aged only 14 from Manchester was found to be using my profile images, and that was obviously, that's not fact, that's just her coming to me and informing me that, you know, and I believe she said the police had been involved, so that would be the is it Metro Police Network, that's London, isn't it? So whoever the police force are in Manchester, they may have information on that.
But you've never been able to get hold of any phone numbers or emails and just phone up and said, hello, mate, what are you doing with my face?
I have had somebody send me a mobile number, actually, from a guy, but I get these a lot, and to find it through my inbox would be very hard.
Okay, all right. Well, Ali, listen. I guess there's nothing you can do about it. You know, I mean, if you choose to post those pictures online, then you kind of sadly that there are dodgepots out there that would take advantage of it.
Yeah, sure. I agree that when you post an image online, that essentially you're putting it out there to be abused. However, as a blogger, it's part and parcel of what I do. So it's, you know, catch-24, really.
It's a catch-24, Ali. Yeah, that's the one. Yes, I knew it didn't sound quite right. Ali, listen.
I was just tricking you.
Yeah, Ali, you got me. It's good to talk to you. Best of luck. Thank you for this. That's Ali Gordon there. If it's a long shot. If it's happened to you, then do let us know. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
Dennis is in Dunstable, unfortunately. Good morning.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yes, good morning, Dennis.
Good morning to you, Iain.
How are you, my love?
Not so bad, but I did ring up earlier because you were having a sour hour. You were telling all sorts of
we don't talk about the first hour after 7 o'clock.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is verboten, to quote the Germans.
Sorry?
What?
Well, the Germans? What's wrong with the Germans?
Nothing's wrong with the Germans. We love the Germans now.
I agree with you, yes. I'd rather fight with them than fight with the French.
OK, well, okay, fine. What you got, Den?
Nothing. I've just rung up this morning to say it's a sour hour, and I said I'm going to the Twilight Zone.
I wish.
And then they said we'd call you back. So I've not known what's gone on this last 20 minutes.
Oh, for flipping it. Well, what did you want to speak about?
Nothing. I just wanted to point out that you were being sour already on the first hour. You know, you were on about these dogs. I agree with you. Dogs. Oh, and they did say, what did I feel about the little one that's coming along now, the new prince or princess?
Oh, yeah.
It's another baby into the world. Let's hope it does some good, because I love kids. You never know, this one might produce all sorts of things, cure for cancer, get rid of these Scottish nationalists.
Well, nothing. Dennis, go and have a lie. I've got no idea what you're banging on about.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's boring. Who cares about the flipping royal baby?
I do. I care about every baby.
Ta-ta. Kelly Betts.
Wasn't it?
That's
Sorry? Oh, dear.
That's nice that he cares about every baby.
Yeah. What about evil babies? How can you care for evil babies, knowing that baby was going to grow up to become Hitler?
Babies that are born with a big moustache and glasses.
Yeah.
You care about them?
What do you want, Kels? What have you got? Text
So
us.
Angie's texting. She's mentioned something about the first hour, so I won't mention.
Okay, yeah. That doesn't
But
happen.
she says, any chance for a play of the Liverpool kit moving by itself clip, please? Thank
Every
you.
chance, yes. Oh, hang on a second. Let me just do it. Let's do it so it's nice and loud so we can... My volumes are all... I
said my Liverpool kit's just moving by itself.
OK, thank you for that, then.
OK, thank you. Bye-bye.
Is she satisfied now?
I think she is,
Beautiful.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M25, it's looking quite busy anti-clockwise between junction 21 for the M1 and 18 for Chorleywood. Looking at the M1, it's slow southbound from junction 10 for Luton to junction 9 for Redbourne. It's also looking busy on the approach from the A5 southbound from Lynch Hill towards the M1. On the A1M southbound, that's looking very busy at junction 7 for Stevenage. And at the Black Cat roundabout on the A1 southbound, it's looking very slow now on the speed sensors from the St Neots junction approaching the roundabout. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Sammy, thank you very much. I just think if someone was stealing my face and they had sent me a phone number, I've been sent a phone number, I would trawl through my inbox and phone that number up. You would, wouldn't you? You'd 141 it and hide your number, but you'd phone them and say, excuse me, why have you stolen my... That's all. 7:16. It is Wednesday, the 22nd of April. I'm Iain Lee. Look at this headline. In the last few minutes, Hertfordshire-based Tesco has announced losses of over. Have a guess. We're not supposed to play games with the headlines, but this is amazing. Matt, have a guess.
I've seen it now, so I can't guess.
Well, have a low guess.
OK, 3 billion.
No, way off. Kelly, have a low guess.
Tenner.
No, losses of over £6 billion. You are way out, guys. A Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to con young women. The Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims he secretly changed entries on Wikipedia.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The general election on the BBC.
As May the 7th approaches, we're cutting through the jargon
to understand what the policies really mean for those of us here in Beds, Herts and Bucks.
We're asking the questions you want answered.
Keeping you up to speed with events on television, radio and online.
And delving deeper into the issues where we live.
Election 2015 on the BBC, making it clear.
For more details, go to bbc.co.uk/election 2015.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Morning, guys. I just think that if someone had stolen my face and I had a phone number of someone who'd stolen my face, I would give that a call. I mean, you would, wouldn't you? 08459 455 555 is the phone number if you want to give me a call. Now, you can text as well, 81333. Start your text 3CR. Now, we've been sent a horrible video of a teenager kicking a cat and beating a dog in Luton. A video was found by the police and passed on to the RSPCA, who successfully prosecuted the 16-year-old and banned him from ever keeping animals. Well, the organisation says that cases like this have gone up since last year across the country. Steph Law is an inspector for the RSPCA. Morning, Steph.
Good morning.
I've chosen not to look at this video because I saw a couple of stills from it and it's flipping horrible. Bearing in mind we have young ears listening this morning, Steph, so let's not get too graphic. What kind of stuff is on this video? What's this idiot doing?
Well, I'd say he was using the dog as a punch bag and the cat as a football, to put it mildly. It's pretty horrific viewing. When I first saw it, it did turn my stomach, and I wouldn't advise watching it. To be honest,
the stills and I heard a bit of the audio. It's horrible. How did this video get found? Because I'm assuming that his mate filmed it on a telephone. How did it get discovered?
Well, luckily for us, the police had seized the phone for unrelated issues, and then they saw the videos and contacted us straight away.
What a horrible couple of, certainly the bloke that was doing it, and even the bloke that was filming it, horrible. Well, when you see stuff like that, Steph, and I would imagine that in your job you see stuff like that more often than you'd like to. What's your reaction?
Well, initially it's either feeling very, very sick because it's, like I say, it is stomach churning, and then obviously anger and wanting justice. Those are my main feelings when we get presented with things like that.
Do we know what happened to who was filming? Has that person been charged as well?
Unfortunately, we could never find the person that filmed it.
It's flipping horrible. Now, let me just get the sentence. This 16-year-old from Luton, he's disqualified from keeping animals for life.
Yes.
Sentenced to 18-month youth rehabilitation order, supervision order, and 3-month daily curfew from 7 till 7.
Yes.
Doesn't sound like a lot, does it?
No, well, unfortunately, we were really pleased with the life ban, but obviously I think being a younger person, a lot of the time a court will try and rehabilitate rather than put in prison. So I'm hoping that the youth referral order did some good.
How would a lifetime ban work, though? Because there's nothing to stop him going into, Pets at Home or anything like that and buying a rabbit, is there? I mean, it sounds like I'm being flippant, but they're not going to have posters of him up everywhere saying, "Do not sell this man a guinea pig."
No, and that's why we rely on members of the public to always alert us if there are any welfare concerns with any animal, really, because, like you say, it's difficult to police the ban. But when we are alerted to it, we're very swift to act, and obviously the police can seize the animal immediately.
And animal cruelty is going up, is it?
It is, unfortunately. The complaints rose from just over 153,000 last year to 159,000 in 2014. So they are going up.
So, it could be. Let me try and put a positive spin on this. It could be that people are just more aware of these things. Instead of there being more incidents actually happening, that people are more aware that maybe, they have got the power to phone up and report their next door neighbour or something like that.
It's a possibility, obviously, with social media and everyone's got a camera phone these days.
Yeah.
A lot more incidents are captured on camera and reported, and obviously Facebook and things like that. We get a lot of calls via Facebook posts. So I'm hoping that it is just a case of people being more aware, like you say, rather than there being more cruelty out there.
Steph, I don't want any wishy-washy answers. I want the first word that comes into your head. The best animal to keep as a pet, please.
German Shepherd.
Oh, do you know what? I knew there was something wrong about you, Steph. I knew you were... It's cats. It's cats. That's the right answer. Cats every time.
I have also got a cat.
But you but you prefer the German Shepherd over that poor little cat, Steph.
Oh.
Shame on you. Hey, Steph, listen, thank you for being a good sport. Keep up the good work, won't you?
No, yes, I will do.
Thank you very much indeed for coming on. Steph Law, an inspector for the RSPCA. The answer to that question, Graham, is always cats. Graham?
Hello?
Oh, hello, Graham. Yes, you're right.
Morning, yeah, you. Fine, you.
You. What you got for us, boss?
That poor Ferrari with getting his face stolen and all that just sounds like the show Catfish. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, now, this is remind me of it. I know it vaguely. I can't remember what it is. Go on.
It's an American show where two lads basically go hunting profiles and get the people to go and meet who the kind of fake.
Oh yeah.
And then they basically confront each other. But the really weird thing is that some of them actually get in relations with each other.
Oh, so hang on. So someone puts up a buff picture, the woman goes off and finds him. It's some fat old bloke, but they still fall in love.
Elmer Fudd or something, yeah.
Well, hey, listen. If they can speak the lingo, if they can type the words of love, then what have looks got to do with it, Graham?
Well, this is true, but I don't know. It's just it's weird, isn't it? Because a lot of them, they really genuinely fall in love with each other.
Yeah.
And it seems like in the programme, and it's fake in the first place.
Call me old-fashioned, Graham. Call me old-fashioned. But I would. All right, mate. I didn't mean it. But I would find it so difficult to fall in love on the internet.
Oh,
you've got all these romance apps. You've got, Match.com and Grindr and all these things to help you find love. And I would just find it difficult to fall in love with someone on the internet.
That'd be weird, mate. Just get out and meet people, that's right.
Graham, thank you very much indeed. Katya, let's try this with Katya. The right answer to that, of course, is a cat.
Yes, I've got a cat as well.
Yeah. Are you in the same room as your telephone, Katya?
Yes, I am. That's the thing.
Could you-
I'm on the mobiles today.
Yeah,
I'm very sorry.
Yeah. Are you on the speakerphone?
I'm not.
Are you on the Bluetooth?
I'm on a normal phone.
Are you holding it up to your head?
I am. Hello? Do you want me to call on the normal phone? The left line? Hello, Ian?
Oh, flipping heck.
Ian.
Yes, Katya.
Ian,
So boobs is not news.
Okay, I'm going to talk quite loudly then if...
Okay, let's just... Oh, I'm really losing the will to live today. Everybody's getting on my nerves. Yeah, yes, Katya, what have you called in about?
I've got suggestions for the name of the hour.
Whoa!
Yes.
You mean between 6 and 7?
Yes.
Well, we can't discuss that now.
We can!
No, we can only discuss that between 6 and 7. And we tried to call you at 10 to 7 and you didn't answer.
No, it's not my fault. It's the BT Minder. I don't know. Someone didn't press...
What's Dennis Waterman got to do with it?
It's not difficult. Just say my name and then you have to press a button. Not you, but the person who does it. Press a button, hashtag after that.
I've got no idea. We dialed your number. In this country, Katya, we dial numbers, then your phone rings and then you answer it and you talk to us.
Listen, it's BT.
Just stop blaming Busby. He's got nothing to do with it. We cannot discuss what you want to discuss after 7 o'clock. That's private between 6 and 7.
Oh, no. Okay, I can't wake up again early tomorrow.
Well, you have to if you want to give us that information.
Okay, no, well, then that's... I don't have anything to do in this hour,
Well,
then.
you do have something to do in this hour.
Yeah, what?
You can make... you can live the dream lifestyle.
Which is?
How would you like to sing...
Yeah?
with 7 naked Justin Dealeys?
7?
7 naked Justin Dealeys.
Oh, well, just the one is enough.
Well, you got 7. Right, so this is what you got to sing. Hang on.
When a man loves a woman.
And what's great is I can picture all 7 Justin Dealeys in and around his car. So you count yourselves in, Katya.
Yeah?
And then you're going to sing along, okay?
Okay, I'm counting myself now. Hello?
Yes.
Yes. 3, 2...
That's not how we count songs in. When have you ever heard a conductor or a rock and roll star go, ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. Or the Muppets, it turns out. When have you ever heard the Muppets count themselves in like that? So count yourself in properly, Katya.
How do you do that?
You go to rock and roll concerts.
I do. We don't do any counting before that. We just go for that.
You should. Oh, the counting is the best part of any rock and roll concert. It's the only thing I go for.
Okay.
So count yourselves in. Count you and Justin's in.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many?
When a man loves a woman.
Right, I'll count you in. All right, you ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Katya, that was awful. That was awful. 08459 455 555. Is anybody excited? Bye, Katya. She's gone. Is anybody excited by the royal baby? Can somebody? And I'm not. I shouldn't. I'm genetically programmed not to like the royal family, but I've got a soft spot for them. I quite like them. But I don't understand why people are camping outside the hospital. Why would anybody do that? It's not like it's tickets for a Cliff Richards gig or anything. 08459 455 555.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's busy on the M1 southbound between junction 11 for Dunstable Road and 9 for Redbourne. On the M25 it's busy anti-clockwise too between junction 21 for the M1 and junction 18 for Chorleywood. And looking at the speed sensors in Beaconsfield, it's very slow now on Amersham Road southbound from Longbottom Lane towards the A40 London Road. The A1 southbound has delays approaching the Black Cat roundabout back from the St Neots junction. And looking at the train departure boards, the 7:58 service from Welwyn Garden City to Moorgate has been cancelled. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7:30. I'm Simon Oxley. In the last half hour, Hertfordshire-based Tesco has announced losses of over £6 billion. The supermarket giant had already revealed plans to move head office from Cheshunt to Welwyn Garden City as part of cost-cutting measures. A Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to con young women. The Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims that he secretly changed entries on Wikipedia. And David Cameron is campaigning in Bedfordshire this morning and will highlight his plan for more free childcare.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Milton Keynes Dons remain third in League One despite a 3-0 win over Doncaster at Stadium MK. Second half goals from substitutes Dean Bowditch and Carl Baker with 2 earned the victory, but second place Preston also won 3-1 at Notts County. So Cole Robinson's side remain 1 point behind Preston in the race for automatic promotion with 2 games to play.
To win 3-0 at home against a good Doncaster side is phenomenal, and the goals we're scoring at the moment are scary. Really, really are. We're playing it so well. What, 12 goals we've scored in the last 3 games, conceded 1 against Fleetwood, who could have got the playoffs. Doncaster are a good side, and obviously at the weekend against a team that have got some really good players.
Wickham remain on course for automatic promotion. They're still third in League 2 after Bury lost 1-0 at home to Southend. It leaves Southend level on points with Wickham, but with a worse goal difference. Bury are a further 2 points behind. Victory for Wanderers in their last 2 games should guarantee automatic promotion. Barcelona and Bayern Munich are through to the Champions League semi-finals. Barcelona beat Paris Saint-Germain 2-0 to go through 5-1 on aggregate, whilst Bayern thrashed Porto 6-1 to progress 7-4. Tonight, Real Madrid host Atletico Madrid after a goalless first leg. Juventus take a 1-0 lead to Monaco. West Indies will resume on 188 for 5 on day 2 of the second test against England in Grenada. Marlon Samuels is 94 not out. Here's England bowler Chris Jordan.
The good thing is we didn't let him get away too far today. I thought we bowled reasonably well in patches. We maybe could have made the batsman play a little bit more with the ball swinging as it was, to be honest, but all in all a reasonable day.
And Ronnie O'Sullivan could be fined after briefly playing in his socks at the World Snooker Championship. The 5-times champion leads Craig Steadman 7-2 and had to borrow a pair of shoes from the tournament director. BBC Three Counties News and Sport. The next full bulletin is at 8.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Morning, Albert.
Morning, Ian.
How you doing, fella?
Oh, I'm surviving, sir. How are you?
I need the toilet.
Do you?
Yep.
Do you want to go now and I'll hold the fort?
I'm not leaving you in charge of my fort, Albert. You will not be holding my fort, Albert.
How dare you?
I will let you look at my fort, but the drawbridge is closed. There is a moat full of crocodiles that you may never cross, but you can shout to my guard, which is me.
Guard?
Yeah. Yes, stranger. What do you want?
Oh, I was calling you about the royal baby, Ian.
Blimey, yeah, go on. Go on. Are you excited,
Right.
Albert?
Well, let me put it this way. There are subatomic particles inside... Subatomic particles,
Yes.
Ian. Come on, keep up. Inside the Large Hadron Collider.
It was called, the BBC called it the Hard-On Collider last week. Did you see that?
I did, filthy beast.
There was a caption on the BBC News, Large Hard-On Collider to be restarted. Oh, I say.
I have no idea what they mean.
No, nor do I.
Something to do with your fort.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, so these subatomic particles are larger than the hoot I give about that baby.
Yes. Oh, really?
So I'm not what you might call a traditional monarchist.
No. It does make me... I do feel sorry for those poor lost souls that are... Hello?
Hello?
Did you switch hands?
No, not at all.
Oh, something happened.
Oh, did it? Did I drop out?
What are you doing?
I'm just switching cheek. There we go. That's better. Can you hear me?
Unfortunately.
Oh... Go on, you were talking.
Yeah, I was.
Well, come on, I haven't got all day.
Why? What you got on today?
Oh, I'm so busy today, you wouldn't believe it. The amount of meat I've got to pack.
How much meat you packing today? I suppose you've got to do it quickly when it's this hot.
Well, exactly, or the flies get to it quick.
Or it sweats. Can dead meat still sweat?
Well, some sort of residue comes off it. I've never tested it for sweat.
Okay. Well, thanks, Albert.
Well, Iain...
I'm getting my guards to pour boiling oil over the edge of the fort and fire flaming arrows at you.
Oh, thanks for that. That's kind.
You're welcome.
All right. I was going to just say about how much I loved one of the royals in particular, Lady Di.
Yes.
Because I felt sorry for her, obviously, because she had that eating disorder, didn't she? So I did feel sorry for her.
We all felt sorry for Lady Di, yes. I saw Lady Di in Kensington. Thank you, Albert. We saw her... I saw Lady Di in Kensington High Street once, and it was one of the most exciting moments of my life. Albert, there, the royal baby is due kind of now, and people are camping outside the hospital. That's weird, isn't it? That's a strange thing to be doing. Why would anybody camp outside a hospital for a baby? I mean, you know, also you'll get a better view on the television. You will. It just strikes me as very odd. Is anyone... I mean, and I wish them the best of luck. I hope everything goes smoothly and successfully, and every baby is a gift, particularly to a couple of billionaires who we pay. And I wish it no harm at all, of course not, but I just don't... I don't get it. I don't get it at all. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number if you want to give me a call on that, or 81333. Start your text 3CR Lockers. We got any texters?
Yeah, we're talking about face theft, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah,
well,
so we've got somebody who's... Why don't they put the names on these things or where they're from? Anyway, it says morning. Morning to you as well. How do you know that was the real Ali, and not somebody who was still in his voice?
OK, I'm going to go to Justin. Good morning, Justin. You see what I'm working with here, you know?
Wow.
I mean, guys...
Goodness me.
Come on. Royal baby.
Yeah.
You heard that Albert doesn't give us stuff?
But you care, though, don't you?
No, I don't care.
Come on, of course you care.
I wish them luck. I wish them joy. I wish, as I do with every multi-millionaire who's having a baby that's being paid for by us. But it's funny, though, isn't it? It is funny because the Sun... It's in the Sun, right? The other day, the Sun having a pop at this fella that's got 40 kids.
Yeah.
You saw him, right? He's got 40 kids that we're paying for. And the Sun's having a pop, and we're paying for him. It's disgusting, scrounging benefits. Well, it could be argued that the royal family are scroungers living off benefits. We pay their wages.
But they've got class.
Well, exactly. They're hoity-toity. So really, I'm OK, here we go. I'm going to argue that this royal baby and Prince William and, what's her name, Kate?
Yes, Kate, yes.
Are just as bad, if not worse, than that fella that's got 40 kids living off the state. They're the same, if not worse, than that fat lass who can't work because she's too fat and she keeps falling asleep that was in the paper the other week.
I'm going to come straight back at you on this one. That person who's got 40 children, who's getting lots of benefits, do they make any money for this country? No, they lose us money. Do the royal family make us money? Millions of pounds every single year.
And that is fantastic news.
Yep.
I wonder exactly how much Kate has made, but Also, the outlay for this fella with 40 kids is significantly less than the outlay for for Wills and Kate.
Yeah, but Wills and Kate, again...
I'm not saying I necessarily agree with this. I'm just we're having a little bit of an intellectual argument.
Well, which is unusual for us to.
Yes, nice.
I just think, this week, with another royal baby coming into this world, I think there's going to be a lot of people looking at the news thinking, do you know what? Look at London. Doesn't it look fantastic? Look at the eccentric people there. I want to go to that place, and it's putting money into our country.
What's putting money into the country?
The royal baby. People are going to see that. It's a free advert for our country.
Yeah, but they're seeing the lunatics that are going to see it.
Yeah, exactly, and people love that sort of thing.
No, they don't. People don't like lunatics.
People love people who are eccentric. We have more eccentrics here than anywhere else in the world.
The royal family costs us more money than that fella with 40 kids and that fat lass who kept falling asleep and can't work.
True, yes. But we get so much more back, don't we?
Really?
Do you not feel proud when you go to Buckhouse? Do you not feel proud?
No, I don't feel proud. I don't feel proud. Do I feel proud when I see Prince Andrew's daughters going on... His daughter, right, Beatrice, I think, has been on 13 holidays.
Yeah.
This year. It's April. She's been on 13 holidays this year.
Well, you all need a break.
It's April. 13 holidays.
You sound a little bit jealous.
She's been on more holidays this year than I've been in my entire life, and I'm 41.
Yeah, but you can't compare yourself. The reason we love the
compare
royal
myself
family,
to Princess Beatrice.
we look up to them, and we can't be them. That's why we love them so much.
Why would you look up to Princess Beatrice?
Because she has 13 holidays and it's only April. I would love to be that person. It's a fantasy.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, mate. Why don't you either become marry a member of the royal family, or sign on? Those seem to be the two options you got.
Okay.
You took this to the streets, and you took something to the streets that we were talking about. I don't quite remember what it was.
I mean, you were asking earlier on, are people bothered? You've seen some of the pictures in the papers this morning. People camping outside hospitals. Another royal baby due this week. Are people bothered? Here's what the streets had to say.
Taking it to the streets with J-Dog.
Kate, are you bothered?
Sorry?
Kate.
Kate, what?
Well, she's giving birth this week.
I don't...
Another royal baby's on the way.
Well, that's very nice. Who cares?
So, you look excited?
I am excited.
Fantastic. So, are you going to go for a girl or a boy?
Neither.
Oh. What do you think she's going to have then?
Oh, I thought you were on about me. Raw baby?
Yeah, raw baby.
I don't know.
So we both have beards, which is a very good start to our relationship here on the streets. The raw baby, are you bothered?
No.
Sensing this is going to get tense. Okay.
Well, it's not going to get tense. I'm not interested in them in the least.
So you're not excited about the new baby?
No.
You're not going to dress up and go down to London?
No, I'm only excited about my own children, not about someone else's.
But it's another raw baby. Come on, surely you've got to be a little bit excited.
No, I'm not.
So you look very excited this morning. Do you think it's going to be a boy or a girl?
I don't know. Probably twins.
It's definitely not twins.
But boy, guess.
Boy. Are you excited?
No, I'm excited actually. Yeah, I'm quite happy that we've got a new one coming up.
Do you care about the raw baby this week?
No.
Come on. Why don't you care?
Well, it's just a baby.
It's not just a baby though, is it? It's a raw baby.
They're just a family. They've just had a baby.
They're not just any family though, are they?
Yes.
Oh, they're not just any family. Yes, by the way, in about 5 minutes...
It's okay to find a little squirrel today.
But before that, Michael wants a word with you. Morning, Michael.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You're through to Justin Dealey.
Good. Justin, I think you're talking a load of rubbish looking up to the royal family.
Why, Michael?
Why?
Yeah, come on.
Well, it's looking up to the royal family.
Yeah.
You're going back to the Dark Ages where you should bow and scrape to the royal family. No way. No way.
Why no way? Come on, give me a good answer in 30 seconds as to why no way. You love them really. Deep down, I know you love them. Why are you pretending to hate them?
I'm not pretending to hate them. I don't hate them, but I wouldn't look up to them. No way.
Why would you not look up to the royal family?
Well, I've got no reason to. Why should we?
Hang on a second. Michael, stay there. Horace?
Hello, Ian.
You're hearing Michael there and Justin. Whose side are you on?
I'm very, very, very excited about the new royal baby. It really is.
Tell Michael why you're so excited. See if you can rub off on him.
Well, I work for the Royal Mail in Hemel Hempstead, and the new baby's going to be a Royal Mail, isn't he?
My wife thinks it could be a girl.
Well, I suppose that'd destroy my joke, I suppose.
Anyway.
This is what it must have been like. This is called the Blitz spirit, I think. This is what was happening in the war. But, Horace, what do you think about Michael, though? Michael's saying we shouldn't look up to the royal family.
I think this country, a lot of people come to this country just to see all the history and everything, and it's the royal family, and even Henry VIII, because Henry VIII used to live around the corner from me in Hemel Hempstead, and I quite like the connection, to be connected with Henry VIII.
Horace, listen, thank you very much indeed. Horace's material written by the same people who I think write Last of the Summer Wine and the Queen's Speech. Michael, I don't think you've convinced Justin, though, about the Royals.
I haven't, so...
Michael, can I stop you for a second? If you met me on the street, okay, you'd say, oh, yeah, I met that guy from the radio. But if you met the Queen on the street, you would be telling everybody about that. That's why we look up to them, because they're key to this country. They have a presence about them.
Yeah, I can't disagree
exactly,
with
yeah.
that, but I'm not going to look up to them. I do not look up to them, Justin.
Fair enough.
I'm afraid.
Who do you look up to, Michael?
Who do I look
Apart
up
from
to?
Robert Pershing Wadlow. There's a joke for Guinness Book of Records fans. Who do you look up to?
Who do I look up to? I used to look up to my parents and take their lead and what have you. So...
OK. Michael, listen, thank you very much. Justin, please send you out for the last hour. There's two possible ones. It could be, who do you look up to?
Yep.
I don't know if I can trust you with this one.
Go on.
Workers who have sex 3 times a week earn more than those who don't.
Wow.
How brave you feeling?
What's the question for the street?
How much do you earn? I don't know. Can you work some magic out of that?
I think so. But it's going to have to be. I think we need to put a warning. If it's going to be after 8:30, kids on the way to school, I'll try and keep... I'll tell you what, I'll do my best.
Listen, it's either that or there's the Loch Ness Monster.
No.
Google... What?
Well, it's existed for years.
No, it doesn't
so
exist.
It's a no-brainer.
Oh, for Google, Nessie hunters can now use search engine Google to look for the Loch Ness Monster. The Internet Giants map normally shows a yellow man symbol, but for the Loch Ness... Anyway, basically...
we've got the picture. He was found years ago.
Oh, shut up.
It's a non-story.
Justin, all right, we'll take it to the street, mate. I want you to look like a plum.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1, it's busy southbound between junction 11 for Dunstable and 9 for Redbourne. And on the M25 anti-clockwise, it's also looking very slow all the way from junction 17 from Maple Cross to 16 for the M40. In Hemel Hempstead, it's busy on the A41 southbound approaching the M25 from the Hemel Hempstead turnoff. And in Watford on Rickmansworth Road, that's looking very slow around the Town Hall roundabout. It's also busy at the Black Cat roundabout on the A1 southbound with delays from the St Neots junction, and on the train departure boards, the 7:59 train from Welwyn Garden City to Moorgate has been cancelled. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. 7:47. It is Wednesday, the 22nd of April. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. In the last hour, Hertfordshire-based Tesco has announced losses of over, wait for this, £6 billion. A Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to con young women. And the Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims that he secretly changed entries on Wikipedia. Let's get the weather. Here's Kate.
Beds, Herts and bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. It's a chilly start, but good news is it's another fine, dry and settled day. Sunny spells, although I'm looking at the satellite picture, parts of Bedfordshire at the moment and a little bit of Buckinghamshire has a bit of cloud at the moment, but it should come and go. We'll get some sunny spells. There is more cloud than there has been for the last couple of days. It's not going to be wall-to-wall sunshine, but still reasonably warm. We're looking at a maximum temperature of 17, maybe 18 Celsius in the sunshine. The best of the sunshine further west, as is the best of the temperatures. Now, overnight tonight, some patchy cloud will then become more widespread as it moves in from the east. It will be milder than it has been for the last couple of nights, the minimum down to 5 Celsius. A dull start tomorrow with some cloud, but it should break. We'll get some sunny spells. Temperatures tomorrow up to 16 Celsius, and that's your forecast.
BBC Introducing.
On Saturday, BBC Introducing brings you a very special gig. We'll be live from the Forum, Hertfordshire, with exclusive performances by Fallow Fields.
I guess they're right, but how can this be?
And Room 94. BBC Introducing live from the Forum, Hertfordshire. Saturday from 8 o'clock here on BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's okay if I let the squirrel today.
Introducing.
You gonna be there, Kells?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna get up on stage? You gonna do the lambada? Why is he doing that? I've got no idea. 08459 455 555. We're waiting for a guest to call in, aren't we?
Yeah.
People are slagging me off on Twitter.
Sorry?
On text.
Yeah, well, it's me, that's a private conversation between me and Kels, mate. Talking about you, not to you.
Tony here, Lockers, he
The
says.
conversation is between A and B, so see you later. It's good, isn't it, that?
Flipping it. Let me... Hang on a minute. You are a... What?
This conversation... You want me to say it again?
I'm trying to concentrate. Yes, go. You are...
What?
A conversation...
No, this conversation...
Is over.
Is...
Yeah, you see?
I got that from school.
Excellent. What time's this guy calling in?
I don't know, but anyway, Tony here, Lockers. The saying, you've never had it so good, you'll miss it when it's gone, Catherine is wow, is so apt right now. Bless you, Lockers, for trying.
He's very...
I have that annoying Yammer I'll Be There song that Lockwood was singing stuck in my head. My wife asked me what I was singing this morning. I had to lie. Scott, thank you. I think my toy-toys, Timothy, is a perfect pet. He does not bark at
These
neighbours.
aren't texts, these are just entries from Matt Lockwood's diary.
And only eats lettuce.
Thank you very much indeed. I mean... Oh, Dick, we've been teasing you with this all morning.
It's okay if I let the squirrel today.
It's not funny, but it's funny, right? So it's funny, but it's not funny. Okay, what is it? Well, it's a call to it's a 999 call received by the East of England Ambulance Service. Okay, now of course prank call. This isn't even a prank call. This is just a dumb call, right? It's not done for a lot. This is just a dumb call. I love this.
Hello.
Hello. We've got a dropped line from this telephone number. Do you require an ambulance?
Basically what it was, we witnessed a car hitting something and driving off, yes? When we went to close it, his neck was broke. It was a squirrel.
Right. So you witnessed a hit and run, so an ambulance is required?
No, I think he's dead now. It was like a little baby squirrel.
So you thought you'd phone 999 for a car that hit a squirrel?
Well, not now because he's dead now, isn't he?
Okay. We don't go out to squirrels, okay?
Right, so it's okay if I let the squirrel today?
Pardon? We're not the RSPCA, sir. We deal with people.
Please, can you put me through to the RSPCA then, please?
No, I can't transfer you through. You have to phone the RSPCA yourself. Okay, I'm going to get this all cancelled off. Thank you.
Now, now, if it wasn't so serious, not the squirrel incident, it would. I mean, it's funny, but what's not funny is that wasting 999 time. Gary Morgan from the East of England Ambulance Service. Gary, how many calls like this do you get?
Well, this we get two types of calls. So, in terms of hoax calls, we've received 1,248 actually over the last 2 years.
This is just in East of England, is it?
Just in England, yeah.
Right, okay.
And inappropriate calls would be more than that, but difficult to actually give an exact number.
Because that doesn't sound like a prank call. That sounds like a guy who genuinely thinks that 999 is appropriate for a squirrel getting knocked over.
Yes, clearly that caller thought it was appropriate to call 999, and you'll have seen some of the other examples which we published today of calls that come through to our 999 service. What we're saying is keep the 999 service for genuine emergencies and let us deal with the genuine emergencies.
But I don't understand, Gary, I don't understand why you need to come on and say that, because, I mean, obviously you do, but what world does that bloke live in where how has he been brought up so wrong that he thinks it's okay to dial 999 for a squirrel?
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, the public and our patients make calls for a wide range of conditions, and we treat everyone seriously. And we do get a very small number. It is a small number, but they are inappropriate alongside the hoax calls that we get as well. So hence why we're starting our Right Call campaign to raise awareness of this type of call.
You got a call from a bloke in Hitchin, didn't you, who's feeling a bit tired?
Yes, we've got a number of other calls. Someone's feeling tired. We've had a call from somebody that's locked themselves out of their house. Oh. And also a call that from somebody that's eaten too much takeaway food and was feeling a little bit sick.
I mean, I don't even know what to say to you, Gary, because it's just so... It just seems such an alien concept. I was always... do you know what? Once when I was about 8 years old, I dialed 999 and I asked for Superman. And the woman on the other end of the phone, rightfully so, this is in the phone box, rightfully so, gave me a right royal rollicking. It scared the pants off me. And ever since then, I have respected 999. And even situations where I've needed to dial 999, and there's been a few to get an ambulance, I've kind of hesitated and thought, do I really need to? Yeah, I do. You know, there's always been that moment of, do I really need to for this? Yeah, I think actually I do. I just don't know where it's all gone wrong.
Well, it is difficult. I mean, 999 is a well-published number, so what we would say is use 999 for emergencies. Our call takers are very well trained. They'll take the call, they'll assess the call, and they'll direct the call appropriately. But also, we'd urge people to think about whether they actually need to call 999. So could they call 111 for advice? Could they call or visit their GP? Or perhaps visit a walk-in centre? So there's many different ways you can seek health advice, and 999 is for emergency calls.
And what kind of impact do these hoax and these stupid calls have on the service?
Well, clearly they're a small number, and we prioritise calls such that we would always divert to a life-threatening call once we've assessed the call. But we do take every call seriously, clearly, and we have to assess it, and that does take some time. So potentially it could delay a response to another patient. But as I say, we're very well versed in dealing with calls and assessing calls, and then diverting resources to our most life-threatening patients.
Gary, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers for coming on this morning. Gary Morgan from the East of England Ambulance Service. Let's listen. Can we just listen to it one more time? Because it is so spectacularly dumb. What is I mean, fair play to the call operator who gets quite shirty. Well done. But they both get shirty with each other. The squirrel guy's getting really... Listen to this.
Hello? Hello. We've got a dropped line from this telephone number. Do you require an ambulance?
Basically what it was, we witnessed a car hitting something and driving off, yes? When we went to close it, its neck was broke. It was a squirrel.
Right. So you witnessed a hit and run, so an ambulance is required?
No, I think he's dead now. It was like a little baby squirrel.
So you thought you'd phone 999 for a car that hit a squirrel?
Well, not because he's dead now, isn't he?
Okay. We don't go out to squirrels, okay?
Right, so it's okay for a little squirrel to die?
Pardon? We're not the RSPCA, sir. We deal with people.
Please, can you put me through to the RSPCA then, please?
No, I can't transfer you through. You have to phone the RSPCA yourself. Okay, I'm going to get this all cancelled off. Thank you.
Scott has asked an interesting question on Twitter, because and I have phoned the ambulance a few times, and they've been excellent, and I've always hesitated. Even one was quite serious, and I still thought, do I need to? Yeah. Sometimes there are borderline. Scott, let's see this scenario. You're in this scenario. Would you dial 999? Scott says, he's asked a couple. Hang on a second. He's got a couple here. Let's go for the... he's sent me three. The first one I can't do. That's offensive. Second one is, if you're locked out of your car and you've left the handbrake off and and it's slowly rolling towards a bouncy castle, can you ring 999? Kelly, what would you think there? Would you ring 999 in that situation? Matt?
Sorry, I'm looking at texts.
Okay, here's the next one.
Would you ring 999?
I would try and get in front of the car
Yeah,
and
try and stop
get some
it.
help here. If you go to a vet's... If you go to a vet's, this is for you, Matt. Would you dial 999? If you go to a vet's...
Right.
And a dog has got rabies...
Right.
And if you go to a vet's and a dog has got rabies and he's barking at your cat and it looks like he might escape from its leash, can you dial 999 then?
No.
Sure about that?
I'm sure about that.
Well, I mean, you're already in the vet, so if your cat gets hurt, you've
Although if
sorted.
the dog's got rabies, I'd be worried. Maybe... Can rabies be transferred?
Yes, it's rabies!
Yeah.
Of course it can be transferred, it's rabies!
So, if the dog bit you, then I'd be scared.
So you'd wait until the dog bit... Would you call... If you got contracted rabies in a vet surgery, would you dial 999?
Straight away.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
There's been an accident on the M40 towards London between Junction 3 for High Wycombe East and Junction 2 for Beaconsfield, which is blocking a lane and causing things to be very slow coming into London on the M40. On the M25 anti-clockwise, it's slow between Junction 21 for the M1 and 18 for Chorleywood. And in Borehamwood on the A1 southbound, they're accused from the Holiday Inn southbound towards Stirling Corner. In Haddenham on the A418 Aylesbury Road, they're accused between Churchway and Kingsley Road. And having a look at the trains, there are no major delays at the moment. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
What's your flavour? Tell me what's your flavour. I like vanilla, it's the finest of the flavours. Royal Babies! And Justin's banging on about the flipping Loch Ness Monster. Is he a child?
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8 o'clock. I'm Simon Oxley. The headlines: worst ever losses for Hertfordshire-based Tesco, Milton Keynes man's face theft warning, and MK Dons still chasing automatic promotion.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hertfordshire-based Tesco has reported the worst results in its history, a pre-tax loss of almost £6.4 billion. The firm made a trading profit but had to write off nearly £5 billion from the value of its stores. It had already revealed plans to move head office from Cheshunt to Welwyn Garden City as part of cost-cutting measures. Lord Haskins is the former chairman of Northern Foods.
It's almost incredible, the scale of the collapse of this wonderful company, and it was a wonderful company 3 or 4 years ago, how quickly it has happened. There are all sorts of things which come to mind. Tesco used to be a great innovative company. The club card did a huge amount to transform their business. They've stopped innovating. If you stop innovating in retail, you're dead.
A Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to con young women into relationships. Ali Gordon's photo was used to set up fake social media profiles in what's known as face theft. One woman had been duped for a year. Another asked for her bank details.
Some people have actually attempted to meet up with these people that are pretending to be me online. There's various reasons why people set up fake accounts, and some are just for sexual reasons, for revenge. It's just there's so many different reasons why they could be doing it, but I have been made aware that there has been cases of that, yeah.
The Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Well in Hatfield, Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims that he secretly changed entries about himself and other members of his party on the online encyclopedia Wikipedia. Mr Shapps said the allegation made in The Guardian was a smear. Meanwhile, David Cameron is campaigning in Bedford this morning and will highlight his plan to double free childcare for the parents of 3 and 4-year-olds to 30 hours a week. Footage has been released of a teenager kicking a cat and beating a dog in Luton. The video was found by the police and passed on to the RSPCA, who successfully prosecuted the 16-year-old who was banned from ever keeping animals. Steph Law is an inspector for the RSPCA.
We were really pleased with the life ban, but obviously I think being a younger person, a lot of the time a court will try and rehabilitate rather than put in prison. So I'm hoping that the youth referral order did some good.
Firefighters have spent the night at the scene of yesterday's blaze at a recycling site in North Bedfordshire. Beds Fire and Rescue Service say the incident could last for days. The fire in 500 tonnes of wood chippings in Colmworth started yesterday lunchtime. Some nearby properties were evacuated. In sport, Milton Keynes Dons remain third in League One despite a 3-0 win over Doncaster at Stadium MK.
Baker with a shot, and just as Preston get their third, MK Dons get their third, and Carl Baker gets his second. Hit it low past the keeper to the far post. Milton Keynes Dons 3, Doncaster 0.
But second place Preston also won to stay 1 point clear of the Dons in the race for automatic promotion with 2 games to play. The weather dry with sunny spells, but cloudier than yesterday and cooler. A maximum temperature 16 degrees Celsius. And you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Morning, guys. While Kath's off, I'm officially the oldest person working on the show. Yeah. Dig that, man. Dig it. Face theft. Royal babies, 999 calls, and the flipping Loch Ness monster. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. 08459 455 555.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Morning, James.
Good morning. Morning, Ian.
Morning, James. What you got for us, boss?
I think I may have the answer to these 999 calls and a number of other social problems.
Well, James is going to... Are you listening, political leaders? Are you listening, Grant Shapps? Say you could update this on Wikipedia, James. Go on.
Bring back public information film.
Oh, yeah, they are. No. We can't damage our children with those horrific images again.
But I've got such fond memories of them. Charlie the cat telling me how to cross the road.
Yes.
The cartoon guy who couldn't swim, didn't get the girl.
Yeah.
And then he learned to swim and then he could.
We also had Rolf Harris teaching children how to swim.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, but so you're saying that... I mean...
It's okay to find little squirrels today.
Those people can't be helped, can they? Those people can't be helped. I mean, what planet are you living on where you think it's okay to phone up 999 and say...
It's okay to find little squirrels today.
He's arguing with the phone operator about squirrels. That's what I'm for.
He just needs to be made to understand... what the 999 service is for.
James, thank you for that. He needs to be reprogrammed. Thank you, James. I just think with people like that, there's nothing you can do, is there? Because they're so stupid, they ain't going to learn nothing. Now, a man from Milton Keynes has had his face stolen. If you see a face for sale cheap in pubs, you'll know it's Ali's. Not literally, that would be weird. But pictures of his face are being used on various dating profile websites with men pretending to be him to, well, I don't quite know why. To get lucky, to get girls, to get money. I don't know. Fake relationships are being built with women, and in some cases the fraudster has tried to get a few quid as well. The handsome face in question is Ali Gordon, and let's be honest, Kels, he is absolutely gorgeous, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is to die for.
He's buff.
His butters, his face
Not
is...
butters.
His face is beautiful. He's got a 6-pack. I was thinking about this. I've got a 1-pack. I'm trying to work up to a 2-pack.
You're looking at me like it's a joke. I'm supposed to laugh.
It is a joke.
What bits?
I've done 2 jokes there for the 2 for the price of 1.
What bits?
Okay, we'll discuss it afterwards. It's we heard from Ali earlier on. We can now speak to Alicia, who is one of the people that's been caught out by this. Good morning, Alicia. Alicia. Where are you, Alicia? Alicia seems to have disappeared. We'll get Alicia back in a second. She was one of the people caught out by this. Instead, we can speak to Dr. Emma Short from the National Centre for Cyber Stalking Research. Good morning, Emma.
Good morning.
Well, I'd imagine this is quite common, isn't it? People nicking pictures of good-looking people and pretending it's them.
Yeah, it does seem to be. There are websites devoted to look out for this face and, you know, with tens of thousands of profile pictures that have been stolen that might crop up.
What are they hoping to get? Because if they ever meet these people, the odds are they're going to go, well, hang on, you're not that buff guy. You're some fat, ugly munter. I'm not going to go to bed with you.
No, exactly. Yeah, you have to think, you know, the motivation has to be different, doesn't it? If you enter into a dating pool already being deceptive, you must be after something a bit different. Either you want the intimacy and the friendship, but you'd never want to follow through on it, or you're looking to control, or you're looking for sex, or you're looking for money.
And it's not just men, is it? I read a great article, I think in the Observer magazine about 6 months ago, about 5 different women who were all conned by the same person pretending to be a bloke living in Wales.
Yes.
And it wasn't, it was a woman. It was a woman living at home with her parents.
Yes, it was. That's fascinating. Yeah, I mean that's still online if anyone wants to read that.
It's an incredible story.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, this was clearly someone who constructed a complete fantasy persona and was obviously feeling that she was in a loving relationship. She was very fixated on the women she was involved with, but it was a complete fantasy.
And I suppose that's the thing. When we are at home in our bedrooms or on our laptops or inside, in internet cafes and things, we do enter the fantasy. Don't we? We can be anybody we want to be.
Yes,
and that's very attractive, isn't it?
Oh, well, it is. And people play out aspects of themselves they can't in the real world. And sometimes it's about being affectionate and loving, if that's something you find really difficult in the rest of the world. And sometimes it's about being really controlling and sadistic, if that's an element of your personality.
How do we protect ourselves? I mean, what can be done?
Well, firstly, I think it's because we're programmed to trust, we're social beings, we want to be connected to other people. When we see an identity in an online platform, social media, because it looks like an identity, that implies trust and we believe in it. We believe that is the person, but it's not. It's an account we're looking at and all we know is the information an individual has put up. And it's just bearing that in mind right from the beginning.
Emma, stay there because we've got Alicia now and I'd love to get your thoughts on what she has to say. Morning, Alicia.
Good morning.
Tell us your story. What happened?
Basically, I used to work for a company that had nightclubs and bars, and I got added on Facebook by some guy who was pretending to be Ali, called James, and he was adding all my friends on Facebook, and then he posted a picture saying that there was jobs available. So a few of my friends asked me what the jobs was because they thought I knew the guy, and I asked him, and basically he told me that it's to sell telephone contracts and to meet up with him. And I met up with some Indian guy who wasn't Ali, didn't look like him, and was saying that he needed to take me to my bank, put some money into my account. So I just made a reply saying that I'd have been blocked on holiday. And then I would get phone calls off this guy, and also the guy that was pretending to be Ali would email me on Facebook, and he would say things like, "How are you doing, babes?" and quite cringy things. And then I came across a picture on Instagram of this guy, and it turned out Ali. So I contacted Ali to say that your identity's kind of been stolen by this guy, and he told me to email all my friends, tell them to block and report this guy. And I did it to a few other girls that I didn't know of, but I knew that this James guy had got hold of.
Yeah.
So
when you worked out that it wasn't the same bloke, how did you feel?
I kind of had my suspicions at one point about this guy because, Ali is a good-looking guy, but this guy was putting up pictures of himself as such, and also pictures of like loads of car keys, like Mercedes, Lamborghinis, and loads of pictures of money. So I thought it was a bit of like a show-off.
Yeah.
I wondered if it was anything real, and then by chance I came across Ali and found out that it wasn't really done.
Did any of your friends end up giving this bloke money?
No, they didn't meet up with him. I decided to go with a friend to meet this guy because one of my other friends wanted a job and she'd contacted this guy, so I just wanted to make sure it was all safe. and legit, but obviously it wasn't.
Well, I mean, you're in a certain respect, Alicia, you're lucky that you know, he just asked you for money and you managed to get away, because it could have been a completely different story.
Oh no, he was going to put money into my bank account.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah. Emma, let me bring Emma. Emma, it does sound like, you know, it still sounds like a horrible situation, but it sounds like she got off lightly.
Oh, it does. I mean, the fact that he was asking about bank details, you know, is worrying. But, you know, she did exactly the right thing, what you would recommend. You know, there is a function called reverse Google where you can put an image into Google and it will search for that image, and immediately, if it's someone like this, you know, this photograph, all the profiles will come up of the different people that photo's being used to represent it. And I would definitely say that's the first thing you need to do if you're on a dating site. Reverse Google.
Reverse Google? How do you do that? I suppose I can Google it.
Yeah, Google it. Google it. But you sort of press on the camera icon, and it puts the picture in, and it finds those pictures out there.
We're all going to be playing later on today.
Got to do that.
Alicia, do you treat your online behaviour differently now?
Yes, I do. Okay. Everything's privatised and bits like that.
Yeah, and that's I suppose that's the thing. We've got the freedom to put stuff up there, Emma, but there is always a chance it might be used inappropriately. It's how much we want to give of ourselves, isn't it?
It's how much we want to give, and you need to balance it up. You need to balance up. What do you actually know? Is it just what they're telling you? And what do you want out of the transaction?
All right, brilliant. Listen, Emma, nice to talk to you. Dr. Emma Short from the National Centre for Cyber Stalking Research. Doesn't that sound like a call centre? Not a call centre, a cool centre. And Alicia, thank you very much.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
And Ken has emailed in. Iain, a couple of the subjects this morning, namely how to count in music and what 999 is for, made me realise that there are a number of aspects of life that everyone assumes everyone else knows, but you can't identify when you would actually have learnt it. Like, are they all taught in a single special day at school, and if you're off sick that day, you're in trouble? I do sometimes think I missed the day at school where they told you how to do life. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone seems to know how to do life and, like, get on and be happy and do bills and stuff, and I'm there going, what? I don't know how to do this stuff, man. How am I supposed to make small talk? What day was that at school? 08459 455 555. Let's get the Trav.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
There are delays on the M40 towards London between junction 3 for High Wycombe East and 2 for Beaconsfield because of an accident. And on the M25 anti-clockwise, there are delays between junction 19 for Watford and 16 for the M40. In Hemel Hempstead, the A41 has queues southbound from Two Waters Road towards the M25. And in Cophill on the A507, that's looking really slow now in both directions towards the junction for the A6 Bedford Road. On the A1 southbound towards the Black Cat roundabout, there are delays from the St Neots junction. And looking at the train departure boards, the 8:24 service from Luton to Bedford has been delayed. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. 8:15. It is Wednesday, the 22nd of April. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Hertfordshire-based Tesco has reported the worst results in its history. A pre-tax loss of almost £6.4 billion. A Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to con young women. And the Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims that he secretly changed entries on Wikipedia.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's okay to find a little squirrel today.
Can you imagine phoning 999 for that?
I can't hear what he's saying. I was listening in the car. I can't understand what he's saying. What is he saying?
He's trying to... Here we go.
It's okay to find a little squirrel today.
Is it okay for a little squirrel to die? He's phoning up 999 because he's seen a squirrel be knocked over. And the guy says it's not really appropriate. And he says, oh!
It's okay to find a little squirrel today.
And the guy says it's nothing to do with us,
He
sir.
sounds like a complete moron. You can't even understand a word he's saying.
He sounds like an idiot. Why would you... How... the few times I've called an ambulance... have I called 999 for the police? Yeah, I think I have. And for the fire brigade. The few times I've done it, I've really hesitated for a second thinking, do I need to do... Is this... Yeah, actually it is. And I've dialed 999.
So what happened to this idiot?
They took him out and shot him.
Where is he? Where does he live?
He's local. He's local and obviously very, very vocal.
Well, he should be horsewhipped and locked. Have you ever been to Shenley?
No, I've not been to Shenley.
Shenley is it's a very nice little village, just near Boreham Wood.
Okay, yeah.
And in Shenley, they've got an old-fashioned cell.
Beautiful.
It's like a little dome next to the village pond.
Oh, yes.
And they used to put, drunks and vagrants and people like that in there.
Yeah.
I think they should horsewhip him and then lock him in there for a few days.
Well, there's not enough room for the number of people that are doing this. The thing is, it's not a prank call. He genuinely thinks that squirrels are worthy of a 999 call.
Well, he's thick then.
He's very, very thick. Can you put people in prison for being thick?
He should be.
The intelligence police.
Or tasered.
Yeah, I knew. I thought that would.
I'd love to taser someone like that, wouldn't you?
No.
No?
No.
What would you do with someone like that then?
I'd tell him
a hug.
I'd buy him lunch and ask him what the problem was.
You'd buy him lunch?
Yeah, I'd take him out for a nice lunch and say, "Come on, dude, what's going on? This is inappropriate. This is inappropriate."
Surely he must. You don't phone the police. What did he say again? Play that thing again.
Let me get the whole thing, because the whole thing it's only a minute long. Hang on a second. Where is it?
This is going to make me angry, though, isn't it?
It is going to.
Am I going to understand a word he's saying? Because I didn't understand.
Yes, you'll understand a word he's saying. For crying out loud!
He's got a silly voice.
Use your ears. It's not a silly voice. He's got a foreign voice. Blimey! All right, here we go.
Hello. We've got a dropped line from this telephone number. Do you require an ambulance?
Basically what it was, we witnessed a car hitting something and driving off, yes. When we went to closer, its neck was broke. It was a squirrel.
Right.
It's for the squirrel.
So you witnessed a hit and run, so an ambulance is required?
No, I think he's dead now. It was like a little baby squirrel.
So you thought you'd say 999 for a car that hit a squirrel?
Well, not now, because he's dead now, isn't he?
Not now.
Okay. We don't go out to squirrels, okay?
Right, so it's okay for a little squirrel to die?
Pardon? We're not the RSPCA, sir. We deal with people.
Please, can you put me through to the RSPCA?
Oh,
no,
do you know
I can't
what?
transfer you through. You have to phone the RSPCA yourself.
Fair play.
Okay, I'm going to get this all cancelled off. Thank you.
Rylan, who's taking that call there, handles it brilliantly. But, what are you going to do with those people?
He should be horsewhipped.
No. Buy him a lunch and...
He's an idiot.
Find out what's going on in that man's life.
He's either a contender for most stupid person in this country, or he... why are you pointing at members of your team?
I'm only pointing at one member. You're right, Matt. Okay. Yeah.
He's laughing.
Yes.
He's happy in his own little way.
His own little world.
Doesn't really know where he is.
No.
He's either contender for most stupid person in the UK, or that was some kind of wind-up.
No, I think that's legit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, people like that make me sick.
I know they do, and I like winding you up a little bit. That's why I played it to you. What's on your show this morning, Grumpy Boots?
I'm feeling quite
I know,
now.
you've gone all flushed.
I know.
Your shoulders have
hate people like that.
I did it so that your show's even better. I like it when you're wound up. It makes it more fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously, though, I'd hate people like him. Idiot. Coming up on this morning's big phone-in from 9, what would you do to solve the housing crisis in this country? A leading property website says house prices are set to rise again as vendors postpone selling properties until after the election next month. Rightmove has published data showing sellers' asking prices increased by nearly £4,500 month on month to April. And now the average asking price for houses sold in the UK has reached £286,000. Well, whilst the price of homes is on the up, the number of properties for sale is down 4% on the same period last year. So there's less and less housing for sale, and it's costing buyers more and more. Well, tomorrow evening in Milton Keynes, I'm going to be hosting a debate, another one of these political debates, on the housing crisis. Why there are so few homes, why the homes that are available are costing people so much money, and why there are so few social properties as well. Well, from 9 this morning, I'd like to try and get our teeth into this. What would you do to solve the housing crisis in this country? I'd like your views, your experiences, and your opinions on 08459 455 555.
It's okay for a little squirrel to die.
So is it okay for a little squirrel to die? Is that what you're saying?
Don't.
Every weekday from 3. Local stories.
People in Watford are being urged to celebrate their local heroes by creating a postcard in their honour. In other local news, rugby fans are being warned to watch out for fake World Cup tickets.
Roberto Peroni.
Now, a metal detectorist has discovered an archaeological find in a field near Royston in Hertfordshire. Taxi drivers in Luton are demanding to be allowed to drive in bus lanes at all times. There is to be a new station at the Leighton Buzzard Narrow Gauge Railway.
Roberto Peroni. Weekdays from 3 on BBC Three Counties Radio. Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Oh, yes. We'll do some texts in a little bit. Let's crack on with this, though. Very unpleasant story. We've been sent a video from the RSPCA. We've not put it on the Facebook page because it's flipping horrible. There are some pictures up there, and I've seen the pictures. That's all I need to see, basically, of an idiot kicking a cat and punching a dog. Oh, clever. It's in Luton. I mean, I didn't want to see the video. I was offered the chance, and just the description was enough. I've heard a little bit of the audio. The RSPCA says cases like this of animal cruelty have gone up since last year across the country. Well, Dr. Mark Griffiths is a professor in psychology from Nottingham Trent University. I don't know if you've seen the video, Mark, but what this bloke does is he's kicking a cat and he's punching a dog. The dog's sat on a chair and he's punching it. Why? Why would anyone do that? Why would a 16-year-old lad think that was acceptable behaviour?
Well, there's been a lot of psychological research into animal cruelty, and one of the things that we know, particularly about teenagers, and I think this is a teenager and a 16-year-old boy, and I've not seen the video, but one, it's to enhance his own aggressiveness. A lot of people just do it as shock value for amusement purposes. I mean, even things down to like the neck nomination things where people were swallowing live animals and fish and what have you. We know from the psychological research that often these people have had traumatic experiences in their own life when they're younger. Some people will actually, harm other people's pets as retaliation about something they've done. Obviously, I don't know why this particular individual has done things. If you look at why people abuse and are cruel to animals, there's lots of different reasons, through everything from religious sacrifice through to artistic. There's lots of films, for instance, that have featured the killing of animals in films. But really, the two main reasons why people do it day to day, and thankfully it's a very small minority to do it. One, will do it for sexual pleasure, and two, people will do it, as I say, for this kind of shock value and amusement value, and just because they're bored. And it really is. I mean, I read the descriptions. Your radio station sent me all the details. It was absolutely shocking what this guy was doing.
Is it power? Is it? I mean, yeah, okay. There is a chance that this young lad may have suffered some form of abuse when he was younger. That's an interesting side angle. But is it power? Is it control over something?
Yeah. That's one of the reasons that's come through from the research that's been done on why people are cruel to animals. That certainly comes through as having power over something else. As I say, this idea to enhance your own aggressiveness, to make you, for other people around you to fear that. I mean, I think if you look at what's happened in terms of where this takes people, there are things that happen in childhood. There's what's called a kind of triad of bedwetting, arsonists and people who abuse animals. When those three things occur together, people end up having, kind of criminal and doing things later in their lives based on this kind of triad of behaviours. And animal cruelty is one of those that, amazingly, there has been some research showing that anything up to about 20% of children have been involved in some form of animal cruelty. Now, that may include things like insects and frogs and what have you. But the thing is, most people grow out of that, and when they are, when they're punished for that, it's a thing that drops out of their behaviour. But for a small minority of individuals like this guy in Luton, this is obviously something that they've carried on. It's not been stopped. And we also know from the family backgrounds of people that commit animal cruelty, there's often a lot of, as I say, abuse and violence that goes on with that. I mean, I don't know the background of this particular guy, but for whatever reason, it does not absolve anyone from doing that. And that's the message I want to say. And it's the same with child abuse. We know that abuse perpetuates abuse, but that is not an excuse. And this, as I said, I actually don't want to see this particular video.
No.
But as I say, there are lots of psychological reasons why people might do this.
You've just reminded... Do you know what, Mark? As you're talking, you've just reminded me of something. I used to do something horrible when I was a kid. I used to burn ants with a magnifying glass.
Yeah, I mean...
And I used to love it as a kid. And look, I've completely forgotten that until you mentioned insects. That's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, I think it's where you draw the line. I mean, I've written a lot on what's called crush fetishism. These are people who get sexually aroused from the crushing of animals, which starts with insects. Yeah. But now there are lots of videos online of beautiful young women, usually with high-heeled shoes, stilettos, crushing rabbits, small rodents and whatever, men getting their sexual kicks from this. I mean, that's an entirely different psychological motivation from what you're talking about here. But like you say, your experience, and I have to be honest, I didn't ever do anything when I was a kid, but I certainly remember my friends doing things like that, getting them in the summer magnifying glass out, trying to burn insects. Yeah. Now, most of that is kind of adolescent, kind of child play, and that will drop out. And I think people would, as an adult, you're probably horrified at what you did as kids. But there is the excuse that when you're 10 years old, you probably don't know any better. I think when you're 16 and you're doing things like this, as say hitting dogs, cats, etc., that goes way beyond what we would expect from normal day-to-day childhood play.
It does just go to show if you can think of something, then somebody somewhere in the world is going to get turned on by it. Mark, I really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, Dr. Mark Griffiths, Professor in Psychology from Nottingham Trent University. I just remembered that when he mentioned the insects. We'll do that call on the other side. I remember spending a summer with a magnifying glass making ants explode and loving it. Isn't that awful? Matt, your thoughts on that?
It was shocking, wasn't it? And that interview was very revealing.
Thank you.
We've got a couple of Facebook messages on this. It's been going Facebook crazy on this story, but...
Didn't ask, but OK, we're there. We're there. Go, well, sure.
Simon Tomlinson says, if this is what young people are doing to innocent animals in this damaged country of ours, I fear for the future.
No, well, it's not. It's not. It's not. So calm down. Let's not build this into a crisis.
And Dennis Webster, my blood is boiling. What makes a human do such a thing? Hope this cat is not too traumatised by this piece of scum. So, anyway.
Why do we as a nation give more credence to abuse towards animals? Why do we sometimes as a nation give more credence to abuse towards animals than abuse towards people? Sometimes.
Animals can't really speak out as much as people. Not really a helpline for animal abuse that they could call.
How are you feeling, Ruff? But we do tend to view people who commit crime, not all of us, but view people who commit crimes against animals worse than those that commit crimes against people. And I've never really got that, even in my vegetarian petition signing days. I never really got that. The animals are important, of course they are. People are a lot more important than animals, though.
But most people can defend themselves, whereas little kitty cat can't, really.
But there'll be give us a call, because there will be some people listening who think no, cats are more important than people. Dogs are more important than people.
David in Hitchin, for one.
What does he say?
He's got loads of cats, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. 08459 455 555. Let's get some trav, shall we?
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
There's a lane blocked on the M40 towards London between the junction 3 for High Wycombe East and 2 for Beaconsfield. That's now causing delays from junction 4 for the High Wycombe Handycross roundabout. On the M1 southbound, it's looking slow from junction 11 for Dunstable to 9 for Redbourne, and it's busy on the M25 anti-clockwise between junction 18 for Chorleywood and 16 for the M40. In Ashley Green on the A416, there's reports that there's been an accident southbound involving a number of vehicles at the Chesham turnoff, and that's causing delays from the High Street to Lower Kings Road. Callers are reporting that people are taking it in turns to get past because it's so busy. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8:30. I'm Simon Oxley. Hertfordshire-based Tesco has reported the worst results in its history, a pre-tax loss of almost £6.4 billion. The Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims that he secretly changed entries about himself and other members of his party on the online encyclopedia Wikipedia. Meanwhile, David Cameron is campaigning in Bedford this morning and will highlight his plan to increase free childcare. And a Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to con young women into relationships.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Milton Keynes Dons remain third in League One despite a 3-0 win over Doncaster at Stadium MK. Second half goals from substitutes Dean Bowditch and Carl Baker with 2 earned the victory, but second place Preston also won 3-1 at Notts County. So Carl Robinson's side remain 1 point behind Preston in the race for automatic promotion with 2 games to play.
We hope for the best. We can only control our own fortune. Someone said to me before, I think there's only been twice in the last 10 years that 86 points hasn't been enough. I think to be on 85 points is sensational. Our league form has been magnificent. If we win one of them games, you get to 88 points. That is an amazing season. If we win 2, we get to 91 and it's still not enough. What more can we do?
Wycombe remain on course for automatic promotion. They're still third in League 2 after Bury lost 1-0 at home to Southend. It leaves Southend level on points with Wycombe, but with a worse goal difference. Bury are a further 2 points behind. Victory for Wanderers in their last 2 games should guarantee automatic promotion. Barcelona and Bayern Munich are through to the Champions League semi-finals. Barcelona beat Paris Saint-Germain 2-0 to go through 5-1 on aggregate, whilst Bayern thrashed Porto 6-1 to progress 7-4. Tonight, Real Madrid host Atletico Madrid after a goalless first leg, and Juventus take a 1-0 lead to Monaco. West Indies will resume on 188 for 5 on day 2 of the second test against England in Grenada. Marlon Samuels is 94 not out. Here's England bowler Chris Jordan.
The good thing is we didn't let them get away too far today. I thought we bowled reasonably well in patches. We maybe could have made the batsman play a little bit more with the ball swinging as it was, to be honest, but all in all a reasonable day.
And Ronnie O'Sullivan could be fined after briefly playing in his socks at the World Snooker Championship. The 5-times champion leads Craig Steadman 7-2 and had to borrow a pair of shoes from the tournament director. BBC Three Counties News and Sport. The next full bulletin is at 9.
When a man loves a woman. That's 7 Justin Dealey's. More to come. I want 100 by the end of August. What's going on with shoes at the moment? Ronnie O'Sullivan, the greatest snooker player in the world, in my humble. No shoe. Had to borrow shoes. Sorry? Had to borrow...
What are you smoking?
Finger.
Oh, right.
Bloody finger. I'm not swearing, it's actually a bloody finger. I'm not swearing, it's bloody.
I know, I've seen it.
I was swearing one of those times, you don't know which. So Ronnie O'Sullivan got those... Where were his shoes when he was playing snooker? Paul Scoynes, political reporter at BBC Three Counties Radio, although I ain't heard much politics from him recently, all I heard yesterday was him banging on that someone had stolen his shoes. He's walking around the office barefoot, in his stockinged feet. What's going on? Who's stealing all of the shoes? Steph, are you stealing the shoes?
No, not the shoes.
OK. What have you got for us, Steph?
I was just ringing in about the squirrel. Excuse me, my voice is disappearing.
Hang on a second.
It's okay for a little squirrel today.
That idiot, yes.
Yeah, bless him. I think you're being a little bit hard.
OK, go on.
We've got odd little laws in place, like, well, it's not that old, but if you hit a dog, you do have to report it.
No, Steph.
And I think it's the same with a deer.
No, Steph, you're not trying to defend a man who's called 999 because a little baby squirrel has been knocked over.
Yeah, admittedly 999 was a bit strong, but I think the premise of reporting it is not, that's not too wide of a mark. It's
a
maybe
squirrel.
No, it's
A squirrel's a rat. It's a rat. Yeah, if you hit a cat or a dog, then yes, I think you should phone up. Not 999. Maybe, the RSPCA at the very, very... Well, if you hit a cat or a dog and it's still alive, shame on you if you don't pick it up and take it to the nearest vets. I saw someone drive off after hitting a cat, and I had to put the bloody thing, again, I'm not swearing, it was literally bloody, into the back of my car, take it to the vets, and then watch it die. It was horrible. But, come on, Steph, it's a squirrel. And this man is phoning 999 because he wants an ambulance.
No, it was a policeman that said the ambulance, not him. I mean, I think he was just concerned for wildlife and didn't really know what to do.
Hang on, Steph, we're going to listen. Hang on a second, let's go through this. Here we go. And it's not the policeman, it's the operator. Here we go.
Hello. We've got a dropped line from this telephone number. Do you require an ambulance?
Basically what it was, we witnessed a car hitting something and driving off, yes. When we went to closer, its neck was broke. It was a squirrel.
Right.
It's for the... He's dialed 999, Steph, for the squirrel. Come on. Now, listen, you sound like a wonderful, kind-hearted, empathetic, intelligent woman. You know that that's too much.
Yeah, again, it was the operator that said, do you want an ambulance? It wasn't him. He just phoned up.
Let's carry on.
So you witnessed a hit and run, so an ambulance is required.
I think he's dead now. It was like a little baby squirrel.
He's up for the ambulance, Steph, but not now. He's dead. It was a little baby squirrel.
Yeah, I think he was just traumatised. He didn't know what to do because he's seen a squirrel get hit.
Claire's in St Albans. Claire, do you agree with Steph? Am I being too harsh on this idiot? Not Steph, the fella.
I think you're being a little bit harsh, in that I really like the fact that there's people in the community who are willing to do something when they see that something like this happen.
You don't dial 999, Claire, for a squirrel that's been knocked over.
That's correct. You don't dial 999, but the fact that he cares, I think, is something we're missing out on. Bedfordshire Wildlife Rescue put them into Facebook.
Oh.
They're brilliant people to ask for advice about stuff like this.
Well, he should have gone on to Claire. There are people who are dying. Okay, there are people having heart attacks that genuinely need an ambulance. Come on, you've got to be stupid to dial 999 because a little squirrel's been knocked over.
He's a bit off key, clearly. But the 999 bit is wrong, but the fact that he cares, we've lost that, Ian. You've lost that.
No, we've not lost that, Claire, but it's a squirrel. Squirrels get knocked over all the time.
A squirrel is life, Ian.
No, a squirrel... Hey, if you got a squirrel in your loft, you wouldn't be saying it's nice. You can't move it.
I said it's life, not nice.
Oh, yeah, but it's not proper life. It's a squirrel life.
Ian, stop.
Claire, people are more important than animals, right?
No. Where are you getting this stuff from?
Steph, we'll say goodbye. Thank you. Claire.
Yes.
People are more important than animals, right?
Well, that depends on your perception of the food chain. Okay, maybe, but...
No, it's nothing to do with the food chain. A person is more important than a squirrel. We can agree on that, can't we?
A decent person wouldn't leave an animal suffering. So that man, I think, was kind. He had his heart in the right place to try.
He's clogging up phone lines. He could stop someone getting an ambulance. Claire, you would agree. You would agree, wouldn't you? You'd have to agree with this. A human life is worth more than a squirrel.
Okay, he shouldn't have rang 999, Ian. We agree on that bit. We absolutely shouldn't have.
But about
the fact that he tried.
About the human life being worth more than a squirrel?
Yes, human life's very important.
Worth more than a squirrel?
Okay.
No, do you think... I don't know. What do you think?
Yes, it is very important, yes.
Is it worth more... Is it worth more than a squirrel's life?
Ian, you've missed the point.
No, I'm asking you a direct question. Do you think a human life is worth more than a squirrel?
Yes, if I had the choice to save a human or a squirrel, I'd go with the human.
Claire, thank you very much indeed. Liz.
Hi.
We got there in the end. Good morning, Liz.
Morning.
What have you got for us?
Well, I'm just saying about this man and the squirrel. He's a complete idiot.
Oh, at last, Liz. I thought I was the odd one out here.
The reason being, I had a discussion with Jonathan the other day about that poor woman that died, that rang the operator, and nobody went out to her. She called the police, didn't she?
Oh, yes, the woman who killed herself, committed suicide.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the thing is, all these idiots that block up, the phone lines and ring for stupid things when there's a person that needed help and didn't get help.
What gets me, right, is those last two callers, and they were both, fair play. They were passionate in that they care about things. But, and they're going, well, it's a good thing, maybe 999 was inappropriate, but at least he cares. It's a squirrel.
Exactly.
It's a squirrel. It's a rat. You're gonna call up because you've seen a pigeon with a manky foot?
Exactly.
Well, it happens. Yeah, if a dog gets knocked down, if a cat gets knocked down, well, that's a different thing. But
then you wouldn't still call an ambulance.
No.
You'd go to RSPCA straight away or go to a vet.
Yeah, exactly. If I would like to think, you'd phone up the RSPCA, or if the cat was still alive, you thought, there's a vet around the corner, you'd whack it in the back and you'd drive around. You wouldn't dial 999.
No, it makes me wild.
What's more? It makes you wild, oh, Liz. Liz, what's more important, a human life or a squirrel life?
A human life.
Thank you very much indeed. Oh, I was worrying there, Justin. I thought that maybe I was speaking out of turn.
Wow. I've got nothing more to add to that, really.
We really had to struggle with not the last caller, the caller before. I think it may have been Claire about what was more important, the human life or the squirrel life.
Well, it took about a minute for her to answer that very simple question. Yes, squirrels are cute. Of course they're cute, but come on. Come on.
Wendy's in Bedford. Good morning. Oh, no, Matt. Well, don't type it on the screen if it's not ready, Matt. Very simple rule. If it's on the screen, I'm going to go to it. And it's going off the screen really, really slowly. OK. Yes, Matt.
She was there, typed it on the screen, then she dropped out.
Wendy. Oh, Wendy. Justin, I pity you. Oh, should we do 8? Kelly, you ready to do 8? We've got 7 Justin Dealey singing.
Oh, not this again.
By the end of this contract, I want to have 100 Justin Dealeys. I want to be in the Guinness Book of World Record for the most Justin Dealeys singing a song.
If it makes you happy, boss.
So we've got 7 so far. You're going to add the 8th vocal. Count yourselves in.
OK, a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. When a man loves a woman.
Excellent. You added a little inflection there. If you want to start adding harmonies, Just, you're more than welcome. OK? You're more than welcome. But, hey, listen, it's your track, guys.
Thank you.
It's your track.
Thank you.
You've taken... Google have done something for idiots who believe in the Loch Ness Monster. Turns out you do. You're a plum. You've taken Nessie to the streets.
Yes.
I thought you dealt in fact, not fiction.
Yeah, well, you've seen the pictures of the Loch Ness Monster.
No,
what more evidence do you need?
I saw a picture of a bit of wood floating around.
No, that was Lockie. Don't mess with him. Yes.
Well, it's Nessie and it's a girl, but yeah, go on.
Lockie. I've been on the streets this morning asking people, do they believe in the Loch Ness Monster? Now, this package contains the worst German perspective I have ever come up with on the streets.
Well, OK, because I've heard some pretty bad German perspectives.
No, this is a dreadful German perspective. Okay. He does not make sense. His argument is flawed. It's pathetic. Take a listen.
Yeah, it's a Loch Ness Monster.
OK, tell us what you believe.
Because people have said it, and I believe them.
The Loch Ness Monster. Do you believe?
No, I don't. Because there's no such thing as a Loch Ness Monster.
This is getting tense. I'll leave it there. Thank you. If you had a fight with the Loch Ness Monster, would you fancy your chances?
I don't think there's one in there.
Sir, you've been to Loch Ness. Yeah. What did you see?
Just water all around, no monster. But I believed that I would see one, but unfortunately I couldn't.
Are you going to go back?
Maybe.
So you definitely believe?
Yeah, I believe.
Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
No. Yes, I do believe. Yeah, I do believe there's Loch Ness Monster, definitely, yeah.
What evidence have you got?
I haven't got no evidence, but I'm with a Scottish man and he believes it, and my mum believed it, she was Scottish, so yeah, I do believe it, yeah.
So, do you believe in Lockie?
How do you mean lucky?
No, Lockie.
Yeah.
Let's get the German perspective. Mario, thank you very much indeed for your time. You believe in the Loch Ness Monster, don't you?
No, I don't.
What's your name, sir?
Matthias.
German perspective number 2. You believe, don't you?
No, I don't believe either.
Have you been?
Yes, I have.
You've actually been to look for him?
Yes, absolutely.
So you must have believed then?
Yes, I believed before, but now I'm not.
You can't just turn up for a day and expect to see him, can you?
Yeah, I didn't manage to have more time to look for him.
So let's get this right. So let's get this absolutely correct here. You believed before you went for a day, you couldn't see him, and now you don't believe?
Correct.
That is a rubbish German perspective. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Pwned by a German, mate.
Unbelievable.
One thing I've not said to you today. Would you excuse me for just a second?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
In Ashley Green on the A416 southbound, they're accused because of a multi-vehicle accident at the Chesham turnoff. It's between there and Hog Lane, but there are delays all the way into Berkhamsted from Lower Kings Road, and the traffic's taking it in turns to get past. In Waddesdon on the A41 southbound, it's very slow from Wormston Lane to Aylesbury, and on the A404 southbound in High Wycombe, that's looking very busy busy between the M40 High Wycombe Handy Cross roundabout and the Bisham roundabout. That could be a knock-on effect of the problems on the M40 towards London. It's very slow from the High Wycombe Handy Cross roundabout to junction 2 for Beaconsfield after an accident earlier. It's busy on the M25 clockwise too between junction 18 for Chorleywood and 16 for the M40. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. 8:46, Wednesday, the 22nd of April. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Hertfordshire-based Tesco has reported the worst results in its history, a pre-tax loss of almost £6.4 billion. A Milton Keynes man is warning internet users after fraudsters used his online photos to con young women. And the Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps, has strenuously denied claims that he secretly changed entries on Wikipedia. Let's get the weather. Here's Kate.
Beds, Herts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
After a chilly start, things warming up quite nicely. A little bit more cloud around today, but still some nice, decent sunny spells and a maximum temperature of 17, maybe even 18 Celsius in the sunshine. Further west you go, you're likely to get the best of the temperatures. Now, overnight tonight, this patchy cloud that's around today becomes a little more widespread. Could see one or two mist and fog patches as well, but the minimum temperature not quite as chilly as it has been, 5-6 Celsius being the minimum. Overnight, rather tomorrow morning, it is going to be quite a dull and cloudy start, but we should get some sunny spells starting to develop as that cloud breaks up. Maximum temperature tomorrow a touch cooler, 16 Celsius, and that's your forecast.
I'm about to be funked.
Friday, June the 5th is the first ever BBC Music Day, aiming to bring people together across the UK through their love of music.
As part of the day, we're searching for local unsung heroes. Do you know someone who's giving a big musical contribution to their community? From supporting young musicians to leading a choir, anyone who's making a lasting difference in Beds, Herts and Bucks through music could be one of the 5 heroes chosen to receive a VIP invite to a major BBC Music event.
Nominations for the BBC Music Day Local Unsung Heroes close on April the 24th. To find out more, search online for BBC Music Day.
The Lockwood Ness Monster. The Lockwood Ness Monster.
Have I missed something?
The Lockwood Ness Monster.
Have I missed something?
The Lockwood Ness Monster.
Have I missed something?
Matt's in Luton. Good morning, Matt.
Wild one, Ian.
Wagwan, Matt. Here comes Matty with another dull phone call. Here comes Matty with another dull phone call. Grumpy old sod keeps on phoning us up, and we wish he would go away. He's really dull, and he sucks the life right out of my show. Matty's so dull, he's so dull. If you love Kenny Rogers so much, go and marry him. Matty in Luton. Verse 2. He loves Kenny Rogers, but the slow ones, not the good ones from the 1960s. Matt keeps phoning up and asking for daytime friends and nighttime lovers, 'cause he fancies me. And Matt is in Luton, he is so dull, I can't wait for him to stop calling me. He hasn't taken the hint, he keeps phoning me and ruining my show. Ruining my show. Morning, Matt. What you got for us?
I don't need to phone in. You ruin your own show.
You ruin my show, Matt! You ruin my show, Matt! Every morning, can't I do with your boring phone calls? Good morning, Matt. Would you want Kenny Rogers, daytime friends and nighttime lovers? You're not getting it.
Okay.
Yes, you're not getting it.
No, we're on the
And that's the problem, Matt. You're not getting it. I think you need to get it.
Listen.
I think you need to start getting it again, Matt.
Yeah, don't worry about me, pal.
Are you getting it? Do you want it? I can get it for you.
Kenny Rogers.
No, not Kenny Rogers. I'm talking about I'm not talking about daytime friends. I'm talking about nighttime lovers.
Nighttime lovers, yeah.
Daytime friends and nighttime lovers.
Anyway, let's talk about this guy that was with the cat and the dog.
Oh, do we have to?
Yes.
Do we have to, Matt? Can't we talk?
Bring him round to me.
What, daytime friends and nighttime lovers?
No, this guy, I'll sort him out. He wants
Again?
a bloody good hiding.
Oh, cheeky.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, it's particularly horrible what he's done. Hey, here's an idea. You know we're trying to get 100 Justin Dealys.
Can't stand that crap.
Sorry?
Don't like it.
Don't like what?
Don't like all that rubbish with Justin Dealey. One Justin Dealey's enough.
Well, we've got 8 Justin Dealys so far.
Well, it's like you. One of you is enough.
I've written a song about... I spent months writing a song about you and everything.
Kelly's told me to say this to you.
Kelly Betts?
I told him to say Wagwan.
Kelly said, who sang Wild One?
Who said... What? What? You're thinking of Oliver Reed?
No.
Yes, he sang Wagwan. He was drunk, wasn't he, on that television programme, and he's going, there's a real Wagwan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Matt.
Okay.
What are you doing today, Matt?
Doing a bit of gardening, I suppose.
Yeah.
Go to the Leicester Arms.
Have a few beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
We're all waiting for you to come to the Leicester Arms.
Never going to happen, Matt.
And the Leicester Arms have got new menus as from today. Beautiful.
I say! Well, Matt, why don't do you know... Have they given you a sneak preview? Do you know what's on the new menu at the Leicester Arms?
Everything. It's absolute advertising. It's brilliant. So now I thought I'll do a plug.
Well, what? You won't get free. You won't get a free Big Bender in the bun.
No, I won't get nothing free. I don't need anything free.
You need some free care with using your phone call appropriately, Matt. What is going to be on the Leicester Arms menu?
Well, you've got the mixed grill there, which is absolutely brilliant.
That's lots of meat, isn't it?
Oh, God, yeah. And you'd love lots of meat. You're an ex-vegetarian.
I would love lots of meat.
The people I hate most of all.
Yeah, ex-vegetarians?
Yes.
You
because
hate
I'm a butcher.
Yeah.
I'm a butcher, and I hate vegetarians. Hate them.
OK, Matt.
Yeah.
Gosh, well, that's put us in our place. So
Anyway.
there's a mixed grill. What else?
Lasagna. Beautiful lasagna.
Beautiful. I bet it's a good one as well at the Leicester Arms.
Yeah, it's great, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's like being
so
in
tell all
Italy.
your friends, the Leicester Arms is the place to eat your meat.
Matt, did they legalise drugs yesterday? Because you sound off your mash.
Yeah, I do like a few drugs now and then.
Thanks for calling, Matt. Ta-ta.
Is that the menu?
I've got no idea what just happened. I think we're talking about identity theft with that young gentleman earlier on. I think someone's stolen Matt's identity. It could be that Matt's been a character these last 2.5 years. Of course, drugs are very, very naughty and we don't encourage it at all, but...
It's okay for a little squirrel today.
No! It is not! But still, it's not okay for you to dial 999. Just a reminder, if you are a vegetarian, don't go to the Leicester Arms today. Why?
I'm a butcher and I hate vegetarians.
There we go. You see, he'll serve you up.
Jonathan's just it's out his drink.
No. Hey, the worst thing you can do to anybody is have a conversation with them whilst you're eating or drinking. You reply and you spit on them. But you notice it, but they don't, because then the rest of the conversation you're looking at that little bit of cottage pie on their sleeve.
Can I tell you something?
Or even worse, if they notice and you're both thinking, how do I do this? If I flick it off, I'm basically saying you're rude.
They always notice.
They don't. Oh, really?
They do. I've been spat on so many times, and I think, I just got to leave it until they're not looking, and then wipe it.
You shouldn't go to
quickly.
those parties. Spitty party. Daily Texas as the show gradually grinds to a halt.
I've got one here that's just nasty, really.
Oh,
Do you
is
want
it?
to hear a
Who
nasty
is it about?
text? It's about you.
Yeah, Matt. What I really want to hear when I'm suffering a crisis of confidence in my life anyway is a nasty text. Well, you've got to do it now.
No, I'm not going to do it. No.
You've got to do it now, otherwise people will think...
Oh, you can't read that one.
No, it's just awful, isn't it? Why are people so mean?
Go on, let's have it. Have it. I can take it. Go on.
Can you?
Kels, give it to me.
I'm not saying it.
Matt?
We'll say one word at a time.
No.
Go on,
Matt.
Right, I'll say the first word.
Matt, just do it. Read it, otherwise I'm going to give it a dead arm. Come on, read it.
You are crap.
Oh.
Iain Lee.
Oh. I didn't know it was going to be that. I was expecting something bad, but not expecting something as bad as that.
Wish you would something off.
Oh, dearie me. Well, that's really taken me...
Would you like 3 compliments to make up for it?
Yeah, no. I think I need... I think I need to... I just need to think about that for a second. Hang on. Oh, dear. I feel nauseous. Oh. Crab. 3 crabs. I don't think you can even say that on the radio. They bothered to type it 3 times. Rude. Very upset. How am I going to look my boys in the eyes tonight? Daddy, what happened at work? Someone said I was crab. A little bit sad and want to cry.
Okay.
Yeah, let's take any other texts. Kelly, any other texts we've got there? Whose stomach was that? Because whoever it was, you're fired. No rumbling stomachs on this show.
There's another one.
Is it another rude one? Right, his microphone's off. When is Kath back? And that's actually a genuine question because... I forgot to mention this. This is brilliant. Now... This is genuinely brilliant. And this is... I do love, OK... The Pret a Manger, their marketing team are brilliant. Because I did a really sarky tweet once about how I was in there and I couldn't get the Wi-Fi to work, right?
How did you tweet?
I tweeted it on my phone, but I couldn't get the Wi-Fi. I sent a really... And they replied with a really sarky reply that was really, really funny and really clever. And then they sent me a mug and some money. But they said it was a really funny reply, and I thought that is how to do their online marketing, right? Because it was funny and it was clever and it made me think, all right, fair play, yeah, all right. I was a little bit angry and you got it. Listen to this. This is brilliant. And this is a genius marketing thing because everyone's going to go in and try it. The boss of Pret a Manger has told staff they can give free coffee to people they fancy. How cool is that? It's part of a move to build brand loyalty. Chief Executive Clive Schley said the staff have to give away a certain number of hot drinks and food every week.
I was given a free coffee once.
Well, because they fancy you. They will decide, I like the person on the bicycle, or I like that guy in the tie, or I fancy that girl or boy. It means 28% of people have had something free. It's a nice, different way of doing it. I think that's genius. So if you go in and you're hot, if you know, Matt, I wouldn't even bother. But if me or Kelly or Jonathan pop in, there's a strong chance we might come away with a free cup of cough or a free porridge or something nice like that. And if we don't, then we'll go home and we'll hate ourselves.
I mean, Jonathan will get 3 coffees.
Sorry?
Jonathan will get 3 coffees.
He doesn't like you, mate. Honestly, it's no point in even trying. It's gone beyond that. It's gone beyond that.
Trying to build relationships that have been, you know, a bit frayed around the edges.
Well, I don't think it's been frayed around the edges. I think the entire thing has been unwound. Someone's going to have to knit an entirely new relationship between you and Jonathan. There's no fraying. There's no cloth. You're going to have to pop down to the shop and buy new cloth if you want to get that relationship off the grounds. Flipping it.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M40, there's been a separate accident at Junction 4 for the High Wycombe Handycross roundabout that's causing delays towards London from Junction 5 for Stokenchurch. That's not helped by the other accident that's near Junction 3, but that is starting to ease off a little bit now on the speed sensors. On the M25 anti-clockwise, it's heavy between Junction 17 for Maple Cross and 15 for the M4. In Ashley Green on the A416 southbound, that's queued because of an accident at the Chesham turnoff with delays from Lower Kings Road in Berkhamsted. And in Takeley on the A120 westbound, that's looking very slow around Stansted Airport from the M11 junction 8A because of another accident involving a van. On Thameslink, there are possible delays between Bedford and Brighton because of a signalling problem. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. Matt, thank you. Kelly, excellent stuff. Justin, top form this morning. I'm looking forward to hearing Jonathan because, well, last time I saw him, he was furious. If that fury carries over, it should be a corker. Till 6 tomorrow from us. Ta-ta.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Iain. Good morning. Welcome to the JVS show. I'm Jonathan Vernon-Smith. It's Wednesday. It's 9 o'clock. And on today's Big Phone-In, what would you do to solve the housing crisis in this country? A leading property website says house prices are set to rise again as vendors postpone selling properties until after the general election next month. Rightmove has published data showing sellers asking housing prices increased by nearly £4,500 month on month to April. And now the average asking price for houses sold in the UK has reached £286,000. Whilst the price of homes is on the up, the number of properties for sale is down 4% on the same period last year. So there's less and less housing for sale, and it's costing buyers more and more. Plus, with a lack of social housing and huge waiting lists, we are surely in a housing crisis. Well, in this hour, we'll hear from property experts, and I want to hear from you as well. What would you do to solve the housing crisis in this country? Pick up the phone, come on and have your say on 08459 455 555.
This is the JVS Show
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Your call in just a second, but first, let's get the latest BBC News. It's 9:01. Here's Simon Oxley.
The headlines: worst ever losses for Hertfordshire-based Tesco. Grant Shapps denies Wikipedia claims, and Milton Keynes man's face their theft warning.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hertfordshire-based Tesco has reported the worst results in its history, a pre-tax loss of almost £6.4 billion. It had already revealed plans to move head office from Cheshunt to Welwyn Garden City as part of cost-cutting measures. The BBC's business editor is Carmel Ahmed.
The big figure in this loss is that its supermarkets are simply not as valuable as Tesco once believed they were. Fewer people are shopping in them. Literally, the buildings themselves are not as valuable as they were. They've also said that they've had big problems with their business in China. They've even admitted that they've overvalued the amount of stock they hold in their warehouses.
The Conservative Party chairman and Tory candidate for Welwyn Hatfield, Grant Shapps,